Channel FM. Haile Selassie is the chapel, originally written by the man called Martimo Plano. Yes. Originally sung by Bob Marley. Now done by his son, Steve Marley. As we are saying, a whole heap of people don't know that this song was originally written by Martimo Plano. As a matter of fact, it come off an old R&B song by the Orioles named The Chapel, Crying in the Chapel. Big R&B music in them 50s there, what them call doo-wop music. But the brethren who know the music, them take the melody of that song, and instead of him say, crying in the chapel, him say, Haile Selassie in the chapel. Yeah, but next tune him, chances are, sung by Bob Marley, but written by Plano too. Martimo Plano, yes. Chances are written by Plano. So we know say it's enough man have a little thing inside of the strength and the power of Bob Marley. So we see with them remix one of the biggest selling Jamaican album ever. Them remix it. The Bob Marley album called Legend. We got nearly 30 million. Yes? Can you believe that? It gone about 30 million, you know, in sales. Well, them remix it, and in a less than a week, it gone #1 on the reggae Billboard chart. Wow. We'll give you some cuts off it tonight, yeah. The remix of the Legend album. Very interesting renditions upon the album there. Yeah, the very... And I guess they might expect it to go sell a couple millions again. After 30 odd years. After 30 odd years. We are talking about not living now, dead. Bob Marley is still the #1 reggae artist in the world. Still #1 reggae artist in the world. After 30 odd years, pass away. Wow. Wow. This is the cutting edge on RFM. Okay, so we're there with you next Wednesday. You know, then we're there and so much things are going, you know, the biggest thing are going, you know, I tell you say, from me get up this morning, me glue on the TV, you know, Zimmerman. You see, you ever got sing a tune about Zimmerman. Zimmerman are the big thing right now. Yes, that trial they are going in Florida there where the brother shoot the little youth and it's like, it look like him gonna get to it, you know. Believe you me, it look like him gonna get to it, but trust me, I hope say him get a little thing because they can't afford to make him get to it now. The people them are hey, me there Florida in the weekend, yeah, me and look on people. I watch the thing in the airport, you know, it's like wow, it's like people don't even matter if they miss them plane, you know, them once we are going in this case, yeah. Anyway, it's a big thing. For those of you who don't know, we are going, put your TV on CNN. CNN, I carry the whole thing, live and direct. You know, so that case I remind me of when we did stuck on O.J. Simpson. You remember when we were on the road, a tour, O.J. Simpson, you know, and the bus driver, I drive, you know, and all we are things saying now, hey, bus driver, you better reach at the next hotel before the kids start at the morning, like at 9 o'clock, and sometimes we don't all one show and have to drive by the next show, and we have to say, watch out. We have to reach at the hotel, you know. You see, if you ever go in a hotel and a TV, you know, in the room, every man sit down at the lobby and say, next hotel. Because we have to see this case, yeah. The O.J. Simpson case was a big thing. Glue on the TV. So this one, you know, kind of make me glue. It not glue like O.J. Simpson still. But it make me glue. It make me glue. Believe you me. It have me aware. Because me I look at it and me I study the whole American system of what them call justice, and me I compare it to how the British system set up for them thing. And even though we say we have the British system, trust me, we far from the British system, We have our own little system of going here, so we don't ever work. So it's like me I sit down and I analyze and I see how the people them are, and all the critiques about it and all them today, just really get a little educational background, because I really gone to university because study law and them things. So everything with me know, I street me know it off our television. You understand that right now? CNN are going with that thing there, where, trust me. But me know say CNN have no advertisement again. All them things that me I try to figure out, our television network have no advertisement. It's like, me have to go ask somebody who into the know about these things, because for almost a month now, me I realize that CNN no carry no advertisement again. As them take a break, so you see the weather report, and you see, and them don't have somebody to talk about the weather neither, and them don't have nobody to talk about the value of the money all over the world and the weather all over the world. So maybe if somebody can call me and tell me, a big network. Shaka, you know how them things they go? Our network don't have no advertisement on them TV. I don't understand.
Well, and the dollars coming in from the excitement.
The excitement?
Yeah.
No, but because me I say, but wait, first time you sit down at the airport and I watch CNN, and them say, Sue come back, boof, advertisement like worries. For about a month now, me not see no advertisement that come from CNN. I mean, no say it go and kick up said way. But the news get away now, because we see a big explosion in Canada, where them say the biggest explosion, a train explosion, and enough people dead, like 50 odd people, them I say. And as a whole heap, them can't find, because the way the fire stay incinerate them, like you never find them body there. And people they are, if you see the people them facing, it's harrowing, it's like, somebody else says it's like the end of the world, man. On the TV, say, in Canada, one explosion, boom, one whole town. Apparently the man come with the train and the tank them there, and it's like them say never put him foot on the brakes. Yeah. Oh, nobody never had a train? No. They know them say him never break.
There was a fire on the train earlier, the firefighters put out the fire. Then said the train engineer never locked back the brake.
Oh, yeah, him never lock. Oh, so not in the train they lock the brakes, it's outside.
Yes.
Yeah, and then it just leak the tank of them and run straight at the town. A terrible thing that. Terrible, I'll stop here about that one there. But then now we hear next thing again in America now, because the youth who them claim say them call him marathon bomber. Him go a court today. And him in the court I can't tell me I say, boy, the youth in the court and I go like him in no court. Him is totally oblivious. I can't tell him I say him is totally oblivious to where I go on around him. And when the judge attacked him just I look round and look like apparently two of him family members in there, and him just a focus on them two family members, them and a smile with them, and me don't know, it's a thing a go on in America, believe you me, it's a weird situation. Me see a movie, I watch a movie named Assault on Wall Street. Trust me. Me hear the name and I say, all right, I have to go watch this movie, because some banking business I go reveal. Apparently a man, some security guard, and this man wife have a sickness. And him have to pay what them call it money for what them call this thing about medical something in American. I don't know, him investing money in this big company, and apparently the big guys in the company are draw out billions of dollars out of this company at the expense of the people them who them claims of investing in the company. And the brother now, him there are PM bills and a PM bills. In one of the time now, him here say the money, some 20% time money now in the bank. So him go to the man who asks him to deal with it now, and the man say, boy, I can't help him because there's some, they might investigate the company from the top. So the people them at bottom, I forgot just wait till the investigation done. Meanwhile, the man wife are sick, and him have to go to supermarket, and him sit down with him friend them there, and them a run joke and all them things, but him no joke with nobody, because he realize the money I get dwindle and dwindle down till one at the time him go so boom with him credit card now, both the people them give back him credit card. Him I say, why is we are going there now? Boom. Him go to the next credit card now and nothing. Him go home to him now and tell him wife nothing, and him wife realizes something wrong. But now she go get some letters now from the bank and this and that, and the mortgage for pay, and him house I got foreclosed now and all them thing there. And him wife sick now, and the wife just cut herself and kill herself. Can't take the pressure. And the man look on that and him say, what? That didn't make happen. The man just goes so boom. Go in a place because it's a security guard, you know. The man just goes so boom and just go in and lock, you know. He says some big rifle and grenade and all them things there. And him say, all right, what you going to do now? Him just go so boom and go up on a tall building and just pick off two at the bank of them. From out of them building, him just pick off two of them. Boom, him go around a corner and just pick off the next two. Till him just say, all right now. Him nah done it to come over the news now, say, boy, if them don't know if they killing them connected. Because all the bank of them are dead at the bank of them who in the big scamming. They must scam the people them and the man has live with them now. The man. Anyway, cut the thing short. Because we don't want to do the whole movie. The brother just goes so boom and just put two guns in him side and two grenades in him thing and just walk going at the biggest, the tallest building in Manhattan. And just start kill everybody in that building. Just start bunch shot and kill till him going at the big man office now and him sit down there and tell the big man say, hey, are you cause people if you had suffer and all them thing and the thing that the big man tell him say, hey, watch out, a capitalist society living and so the thing run. You know, see it. So, what them call it, only the strong survive, and me really matter, you know, some big SWAT team are run coming out the building now and him put on the gun on the table and say, all right now, I'm going to show you how the capitalist system run. The man just put on the gun on the table and say, anyone that will first reach the gun there, kill the other one. So him just push the gun right in the middle now and the big guy just goes so boom and take up the gun quick. And hold it now so click, no bullet. I just seen they attack. Now the SWAT team just bust down the door and the big guy just turn around and them feel say the big guy gonna kill them. Them just fire shot into the big guy. Boom, the man drop. Him just lay down on the ground now, who kill all the people. They just lay down on the ground like a something wrong with him, like a him or the man. We control the building. And the SWAT team just take him out and just walk him right out into the street. The first show me ever see a murderer get to so. After the man wipe out a whole top building, threw a grenade in there and light it. Anyway, the reason why I tell you that is that even though it's a movie, but trust me, America reach a stage now where you have some people right now where I think them way there. Yeah, but them don't want to reach a level of evil they forgot to do that. But them I think that way there. Because the man sit around the table with him friend them, you know, that him friend them I say, you know. And him say, you know, say, me kill the people them. And the man I say, a joke you make, man. He said, no, me kill the people them. I say, see, they are joke you make. And the whole of them start laugh. Because them think a joke him I make. But him did I do it. So you have a whole heap of people find themselves in that thing, you know, with America. The system now run how it's supposed to run. And Obama fail. We could have tell them that for a long time, you know. Because people are going like say, Obama will save the thing of Obama. Yeah, Obama saved the face of America when it come on to all people that look on America. But within the internal thing of America right now, things are sweet. Things are nice at all. Things are nice at all. Believe you me. So, we have to check it. Because right now when America sees we catch coal, and right now we are all on America like say, nothing else not dead there. Nothing else not dead there. Like whenever I hear about the fall of the Roman Empire. We have to take sleep mark that, you know, because we know say, and we keep repeating it on our program, you know. If you look at history, you see history set a certain way. And it's so you have to read it. It's like when you go to court and you bring up something with sound new and them say, is there any precedence with that? And we say, yes, in 30 that. The case against that versus that did happen. And we say, all right, since that, it's already, we could do it yourself. You did have the Greek Empire. the Greeks once controlled the whole Western world and parts of Africa, including, we are talking about like Persia, which was called Iran, which is now called Iran, Iraq, which was called Mesopotamia at the time, Egypt, when Alexander the Greek go in at them place there and control the whole place, go right up into so-called what them call Middle East. And then now we have the Greek Empire. The Greek Empire fashioned them whole philosophical and religious practices after the Egyptian philosophy, control it and manipulate it. So most of the things that we see, like now in our Christianity, is based up off of Greek mythology, especially the New Testament, because the first time the New Testament was written, it was written in Greek. And then we say Greek, and then the Romans come in. And the Romans devastate Jerusalem, set up a system where them say they will control Christianity. And Constantine call a meeting and decide what is what and what is not. So you have the Roman Empire, controlled by the emperors, and then it filtered down into the popes. And then you have a thing named Christendom, which is now called Europe. And all of Europe was fashioned into Roman Catholicism under the papacy, world supremacy, through religion. And then the Roman Empire fall. And when the Roman Empire fall is that a guy named Henry VIII break away from Rome, form a church named Anglican Church in England, and the Anglican Church become the Church of England, and England now become that empire that get lost in Europe. And they have the British Empire. And the British go all over the world, colonize a whole heap of countries, including Jamaica. And when them colonize a whole heap of countries, them claim to them give independence. So the British Empire start to lose its influence, and they have some guys named the Protestant who are run from religious persecution in the British Isles. Part of the English system too. And them set up a thing named the United States of America. So now America become what Britain was. America become what Britain was, what Rome was, what Greece was. And we can't even go further. Persia was, Egypt was. So we have now America. So if we don't want to look and see, say, the things set, and we have things where we can look and say, but if we did do that, that wouldn't happen. But if we do that, that'll happen. And if you keep doing the same thing the same way all the while, you're going to get the same result. So we will happen in America, not knowing, say, the majority of people in the Caribbean and Africa, them come from. And we said, keep saying it, watch out now. If you keep holding up in America and don't look towards the south and realize, say, you have a big block around things I know, named BRIC. Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and then South Africa now is part of that whole block, where I say, all right, them set up a thing. So how come we now look to Brazil, we have the most black people outside of Africa. We now look to Nigeria, we have 150 million people there, so we are one of the biggest oil thing going on. We now look to South Africa, where South Africa is one of the most influential countries them know up on the map. We keep looking to America, and we still say America, them no business with we. Again, because there was a time when in the 70s where them did business with because them feel said Jamaica was a threat because Michael Mann did a run go to Cuba. Them things that Cuba they go control America, control Jamaica and turn what them call socialists. And them hold on and Siaga and say, Siaga, use my man in this part of the world, you know. So here we know. We can't afford to do this. So them just come here and just send some guys down here and just destabilize the whole thing. And then just set up back them thing and make Manly have a switch. Manly switch. And that is the end of that. democratic socialism get a lick. And now we see what is going on in Jamaica now. So we get so Americanized now. We are eat like American. We are wear American give for wear. We have sexual desires like Americans. We want to go to America, as a matter of fact, because visa is easy to get, you know. You can't go buy a visa from any guy in the embassy. You think it's a joke. You can't get visa for buy at the embassy. You have to just know the right people them. And we sit down here so now follow America. When we have a big continent like Africa, for go deal with white people are run going to Africa, buy up whole heap of land in Africa, because they realize Africa is the final frontier. It's the final frontier now. Chinese, Africa. The German, them, Africa. America. Obama is just turning America into a military base in a whole heap of country right now. He might militarize Africa. So we hear the youth sing a tune, say Angola, and yes, it's nice. It's a nice tune, you know, but we are say, what is it that going to make them don't take Africa from we again? That is the problem. What is it that going to don't make them take Africa from we again?
Yes, Rasta. All them black people that belong to Africa. So we have to keep the giddy and the heart. Yeah. Oh. Hey. Alangola.
You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Alangola. Me burn the fire from Babylon. Not take no chat from Babylon. As a youth corrupt, you get a youth, we don't know wicked act, we know Babylon. When me walk, I trample down Babylon. Talk and ride down Babylon. You know what ways they have with your clans and plans. Come trapping the man, who no think, who no can come take Mama Africa from me again. No, who no can come take Mama Africa from me again. Who no think, who no can come take Mama Africa from me again. No, who no can come take Mama Africa from me again. True religion, you abandon a Lebanon. Lick yourself and a blame Afghanistan. We do no tricks and cons, implement a plan. Then you go the gun Saddam. We see you a draw nearer and nearer. But the Isle mama got now go share ya. Oh, me not get scared. We defend this prayer. Oh, Pasha Shaman and Gale, you no can come take from Africa from me again. You no think you no can come take from Africa from me again. No, you no can come take from Africa from me again. You no think you no can come take from Africa from me again. Them no like when we are dinner deals. Them want we still have to pay them bills. When your things say you're safe, you are safe, little cabbage. Them all wanna count off the meals. It's an authentic reggae beat. Let me skank off the shoes off of my feet. I get 3 feet a touch, 2 Bob Marley, and the little berry sound sweet. You no can come take from Africa from me again. You no think you no can come take from Africa from me again. No, you no can come take from Africa from me again. You no think you no can come take from Africa from me again. So giving him on a card. Angola, come on, Africa, Angola, 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 Pasha Shamalang, Angola. Me burn the fire from Babylon. Not take no chat from Babylon. As a you corrupt, the ghetto youths, we do no wicked up, do no Babylon. When we walk, I
All real aim, thought-provoking, always smoking. Lyrics Mutabaruka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Nothing's different, and nobody nothing different. They rather live in an illusion, because the truth of this one like a drink. Our coincidence, who have the power of influence. IMF cautions, push button, World Bank pull strings like instruments. Hence, things so tense, broke is to pocket like zinc to fence. Me have to wonder if we would have better off us spend pound and shilling and pence. I pledge my heart forever to serve with all.
To think about them kind of music, yeah, we want to ravish the airwaves with, that the people them can recognize how important the music is to the power of the people them. Because more time on with the music alone, we can talk where we have our heart, our mind. Yes.
Hello?
Whoa, cutting edge. Yes.
Yeah, Muta?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hold on. Muta?
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't want to be on air, really, but since I'm on air, I'm on air, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me just tell you something quickly. Maybe you can use to discuss a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
In Africa right now,
Yes.
note this, Botswana. You know the Botswana?
Yeah, Botswana, the pan top of Zimbabwe there, yeah.
You travel plenty, man.
Yeah, me know Botswana, yeah.
Me dear sir, Botswana started a movement recently
Mm-hmm.
where the great diamond mines,
Mm-hmm.
which is this traditional De Beers company, has been moving diamonds into, it was illegal, it was a contract, but it was, the diamonds were moved into London for auction and sale.
Mm-hmm.
And at Tupensip went back to Botswana. You know, the usual thing.
Yeah.
What made you say the government in the Botswana has now negotiated to get all the diamonds to be sold and auctioned back in Gaborone,
Yes.
capital.
Yes.
And the plan is to get jobs out of small business, big business,
Wow.
investment for young people and so on.
Yes.
Right? So most African countries are looking at the experiment now
Yes.
to see how much
Most
they
them
can
can deal
do
with-
the same thing.
Well, the fastest rising economy them now, and them say the 15th fastest rising economy is in Africa.
You know the thing, man. You know the
Yeah.
thing. I want to tell you something quickly and then leave you because I hold you.
Mm.
CARICOM, you must have heard that CARICOM
Yeah.
has made a big move 2 weeks ago in determining that the whole Caribbean region of CARICOM should support reparations.
Yes.
All right, but so
Definitely.
you have the background. And
Yeah, we're going to have an interview with a virgin tomorrow about it.
All right, go on your Thursday program.
Yeah, man, yes.
I have to catch it. Go on, do your thing.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Yeah, but it's a serious thing because 2 Jamaican company, Ghana, Africa, got set up, you know. We don't call it 2 Jamaican company, them, but it's 2 of the biggest Jamaican company them right now. Ghana, Africa, got set up. And we are tell you, say, and a years we are say it, and years we are keep saying it, and a bank na them, say, look, you know, Jamaica, we have to turn to the south. South thing you have to work with, you know. You know, see it? It's because really and truly, the other thing now work out. And you have to deal with the emerging economies right now. Emerging economies is what it is all about, you know. Emerging economies. And emerging economies have to work with emerging economies. We can't deal with things where done, gone, bad already, and now go good again. We have to work with where we think we're going to work out at our interest. And since the majority of the people them is of African stock, there's no reason why we shouldn't turn to our African brethren and situation them economically, socially, politically, religiously, culturally, and all the other them where you can find. But that we are saying, you know. We not talk because we are smoking enough ganja. We are talk because we are Rasta who don't see how the thing work, who don't know that the thing are going to work a certain way. And if the watchman to the danger and don't want the people them, it's terrible thing that happen to the watchman. I just saw it going on. So, we have 2 brethren in the house today. We are going to introduce them. I'm going to just call them introduce them own self. Introduce them own self. One from Jamaica, one from Canada. Our brethren from Canada we receive all the while. my brother over the other side, him say, why, Muta? She say, you don't have no car if you come down here. I say, what we're going to do? We're going to drive you, come down here. So we give thanks to man, come on my yard, come pick me up. As a matter of fact, the man come at the airport, come pick me up the other day, come on my yard, come pick me up now, and dug here with me, and say, we not left you till tomorrow evening when you want to go back. So, him could have done carry me, go down here and drive, come back. I told him, but him said, no, we're not work that way there. We're going to wait till you done the other program. So, why you let me two bridge in them? So, I could save them there for the line. Say something one hour now.
Yeah, man.
Who that? All right. Say something again.
Ill.
All right.
Yeah, man. All right.
Say something over there, so now.
Greetings.
All right. So, we get the turn up on the line now. So, all right. You hear we are talking about the thing, you know, and as Rasta over the years, because, you know, Rasta said these things and nobody now listen to me and I go like say Rasta idiot. And now we say politically, we say certain things are moving in a certain direction. Even the idea of reparation where Rasta used to shout out now. We say the carry come as you hear the man say carry come man, them now say, yeah, this thing sound like valuable. It's a valuable thing. And we tell them, say, watch out now, we have to go set up certain things in Africa, you know, and them I say, well, there's some illusion and all them way. No, it's not an illusion because we see now all the European countries, them are including China, and move to others. So how they hide them see them revelation, you know?
Well, it's like I say, you know, in terms of Rastafari is a vision.
No, you have to tell them what to talk to them first. Right? You have to tell them who you talk to.
Greetings, Jamaica. Greetings.
Yes.
Greetings. This is Rasai Shaka.
Because all the people in Canada want to hear you, though.
You know.
Ras Shaka, they're on the continent in Jamaica, you know.
Yes, well, you know, coming out of Toronto, I was also on a program called The Cutting Edge.
Yes.
As host of that program.
Yes.
You know, but big ups to Muta. Muta is a brethren that I know is explosive when he's in Toronto, and Toronto love him same way. And I mean, this is about what, my seventh time in Jamaica and over the years, and it's always a pleasure to be here. So,
yeah, man, give thanks.
You know, just make I say a good night and greetings to all Jamaicans out there. You know, in terms of I tradition as Rasta, I have always been visionaries in terms of predicting and knowing what this earth is going to unfold to, you know, and
we have a far eye.
Exactly. And in terms of the stand on reparations, recently the government of St. Vincent established Ralphie, Comrade Ralph, yes. Recently established a committee, a reparations committee. I think it's made up of 12 members. I know at least 2 of them are lawyers, right? And very positive brethren.
Yeah.
One is a journalist, Jomo. I don't know if others have listened to any of his programs on We FM in St. Vincent. I don't know what the complete agenda is and how supportive this government will be in terms of that, but I believe that Ralph is getting something in motion, and he, as a Caribbean, a member of CARICOM, I know he encourages the same movement to take place there. But you know what, brethren, Rasta been saying these things for so long, you know, so long, and if you look at the eating as well, the food and so on and so forth, the eyes of the people are open. The eyes of the people are opening. Whether or not they want to really say it's Rasta, but Rasta presence alone. Keep these initiatives alive. Reparations, eating healthy, protecting the environment and all these other things.
African cultural expressions, you know, deity. Yes.
And without Rasta influence, I'm pretty sure that the average age of a farmer would probably be over 60 years in the next 2 years. Right? If if Rastas do not get involved in influencing agriculture in these countries.
Yeah, well, we are use this program, well, especially the next program we're doing at the day, we are trying, and we see it at work too, we see it at influence a whole heap of youth right now for really cut certain things and plant certain things. So we're glad for that, you know. All right, brethren.
Greetings, name is Kanji. In terms of, I'm a Rastafari man, I think, moving from youth stage.
Wait, man. You're a delinquent youth council member. So don't when I talk about youth from youth stage, an elder you are to know. He's a Rastafari youth from youth council who's delinquent.
That is true, too.
Yeah.
But in terms of Africa, and when we look at what is happening now in Africa, I mean, we're happy about the whole Da Bears move, because what is being done now is that we're realizing that we need to do more of the value-added production in Africa, so we have more of the value. But what this does for me and the other youths is that it affirms what the elders have been saying from a long time, that anything at all that we want, we have to look to Africa. So if it is our knowledge base that we're looking for, we have to look to Africa. If it is our spiritual advancement, we have to look to Africa. And that is where the teachings is. And we see everybody going there, both in a practical way, in terms of business, the land, the Chinese who know about the resources and such. So we realize in a practical way, we still have to look to Africa. In a spiritual way, we have to look to Africa, because Africa is the mother of all what are called religions now, which is the mother of all divinity. So we have to look to Africa. So in every stage of our lives, we look to Africa as that beacon and as that teaching to live that natural life as far as...
Yeah, you know, this weekend, we had the first... We have the honor of being invited by the Oba Ayatunde to a village. It's a Nigerian village. It's a Yoruba village where them set up in a South Carolina, like deep, may I tell you, deep South Carolina, trust me. where we drive and go in some bush and almost like some bio in there, you know the bio?
Yes.
Yeah, B-A-Y-O-U, yeah. And it's like the brethren them set up a village, Nigerian village, Yoruba village inside of this place where you know say there. You understand? I mean, like authentic Yoruba village, and the whole weekend, like hundreds of people there. Because it's a celebration them have, them invite me as a special guest, and from morning till evening appear drumming a go on, and the drumming no stop, you understand? And them have them rituals and this and that, and me I say, so them people I set up this thing, you know, and I teach them children the Yoruba tradition and thing. And when me look at it, I say, but all right, you see, in Jamaica now, like, we directly Christian in our thinking, you know, I'll rasta them in a Christian thing. You understand? You can't focus into African retentive elements, religious retentive elements in a Jamaica. Because you have a whole length. If you go to St. Thomas, you see, you know, certain places you have the revivalists, the Pocomania, you know, Obia, and all these things. But we kind of demonize them thing there. Now, when we look on all the villages, you know, and we realize that them people, there was also part of this Christian mindset. But them read, study, go to Africa, come forward and realize, this is where they're going to choose. They're going to choose this. And them set up this thing here into the Yoruba tradition. No, it's very difficult to come tell a Jamaican about Yoruba tradition, you know. Because they're going to say a foolishness. You know, see,
But, you see, it's a part of the thing with us, you know, and what we have to do is that we don't even need to start to send them back to there first. We need to start, if we start with the youth, them try and learn knowledge of self still, that have to lead them forward to Africa, you know. And that, I think, is one of the things that is fundamental. If we just start this knowledge of self thing and make them start knowing who they really are within these times, then I think that alone itself will start pushing them towards, because I think that is the thing that really hold us back. So therefore, when we start studying and start reading now, because just like what you said, the whole civilization thing, part of the thing that we had to learn to was that, it's not Greek, everything start. So if everything never start with Greek, then the Bible will start with kind Greek and all of those things. We're going to have to kind of pause them and go back to the original.
Instead of the branch, because really the branch we are hold on, you know. And I mean, we not deal with the people, you know, I deal with Rasta.
Yes, sir.
Rasta me I work with, no, because Rasta have this this almost fundamentalist way where them feel say because them say Haile Selassie and Africa now, them reach the final frontier. There's nothing else to know. From we say Haile Selassie, nothing else to know again. You know, see, that's Africa we are work with, and you know, see, fire burn everything and everything of Babylon and Gideon and all of them. May I say that deep within the tradition of Africa, we have to come and, can you see? There's so much things in Africa for understanding, but there's certain fundamental things that we need to appreciate. The way we it's the things that we demonize me I talk about, you know, because the same thing with the Christian them demonize, it's the same thing Rasta demonize, you know. And it's the African retentive element them demonize.
My thoughts about that is African community in the Americas, right? Rejuvenating, so to speak, reconstructing an African identity. What I look at is what that involves, because as African people in the West too, I tend to look at becoming as a dogmatic kind of thing, you know. Dogmatism in that it must follow strict rules, strict principles. So when I mentioned that in Jamaica here, man might say a foolishness that. I think inside of that is this dogmatism that people tend to follow, okay? We develop in a Yoruba community. You have to do this, dress this, like this, do that. So any system, like in this modern day, that forces itself on people like that will tend to get shy away.
Yeah, but you know, you see the problem. You what you say, but you know, we're not only a religious belief, you know, it's a religious culture perspective we work with, you know. Rastafari is not. I was told that Rastafari is not a religion. Rastafari is a way of life.
Well, I see that the same way.
Yeah. So what is the way of life that Rasta is offering to the people? Because it must come from a cultural practice. Wait there. All right, now. You see these African retentive traditions. For instance, if you go a revivalist thing, right? Where Rasta come out, because I only for the song them when you hear a bingy, a revivalist thing. All right.
Yeah, man.
There is a certain rituals and cultural practices that define revivalists, that define Poco.
You see.
All right. Rasta come now out of that tradition, but they mix Christian elements with it. But what happened now that the Christian element, which is European, overshadow the whole African retentive elements that the man them who know say this Rasta thing. Them fail to recognize that the origin and the foundation of freedom something is coming from retentive elements of revivalist, Pocomania, go right back to inner Africa where you have the Akan people, Yoruba traditional and thing there. How can we direct this thing and say, look at now, all right, you find something, but you see, this something is just a signpost, you know, it is not the destination.
But the whole thing is, I understand where I coming from, but there's also a confusion that exists within society in thinking that like Christianity, for example, come out of itself. I mean, it come out of these same retentive traditional systems.
All right, which tradition? Which African tradition Christianity come out of?
Which African tradition?
Yeah, which African tradition Christianity come out of?
The ancient Egyptian practice of observing and telling and defining life based upon study of the stars and the heavens.
Christianity demonized studying at the stars, you know.
Well, Christianity come from that. If you understand what the first Pope did. The first Pope, in order to get people to accept Christmas and these things, he had to use the ancient practice that what they refer to as Babylonian and pagan. Exactly. Yeah. In order to gain and win the confidence of people to become Christian. So that's why he changed the date. And so-called
date. But no, Rastafari against Babylon. But Rastafari against Babylon. Rastafari against Babylon. But Rasta fight against Babylon, you know. Babylon symbolize now somewhere evil and somewhere decadent, yet still now it's the Babylonian principle that guide Christianity.
There's a difference right there in our reasoning.
Yeah.
Babylon as a descriptive anomaly for anything that is evil.
Yes.
Versus Babylonia, which was a referred place.
Yeah, but Babylon, all right, stick up in. The reason why Rasta said Babylon is because the Israelites them went into Babylon into captivity, and Babylon now become a captive place where is what you call people who is fighting against the Israelites. So now we as Rasta in reading this use Babylon as a metaphor to symbolize oppression, because it is the Israelites. It is the Israelite philosophy that we're using to define ourselves. So we use the Israelite Babylon to define ourselves. So when you say Babylonia, Babylon in Iraq is the same Babylon that them say Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon and him oppressed the Israelite. It's the same thing Rasta say, because them demonize Nebuchadnezzar, them demonize Egypt too. Rasta demonize all Egypt too,
Burn evil Pharaoh too.
See, I'm born all the fear of them and all them something there,
Who is our expression of glory.
Yeah, because that's where the whole thing come from.
But you see, Muta there, like, alright, even with the elders now, like the first time you even hear about, I even read about the barnyard and them thing there, is when you read about the original gang, Leonard Hoyle.
Yes.
So you realize now, say, we cannot really demonize these things when
But I guess
Leonard
them
Hoyle
come out
then there's one more thing now, which is what you reach, which is what is our rites of passage.
Yeah, we not the rites of passage.
Look away now for we as some youth to chat forward in there.
No rites of passage.
We don't deal with Christianity and them thing there, but yet still to do certain things we have to go and appeal to the pastor.
When Rasta dead and Jesus buried him.
It is those things now that we need to look at in terms of that culture and seeing that practical, because what we don't do is see the practical application of what is called culture.
Yes.
And therefore, so even when we talk about Africa, we tend to look at the states that were created post-colonialism and them things. So we always, as you say, when we refuse to go forward into time and look and then start.
The deep is Africa, the deep, not the periphery, the deep.
When they talk about Kushite and Tamari and those things, that is where we have to go and start looking at those philosophies, because it's those philosophies that have controlled our minds and our thinking. So they are the ones who create that diameter for us to thinking and always keeping us on one level, because they are the teachers of us about Africa. So they are the ones who teach us about our history. They are the ones who teach us, instead of, as you say, looking for these traditions and start to implement them even on our little small scales as far right.
Well, every tradition have some positive things that one can use in order to build something new. I live in a different time, and therefore I must apply measures that would be practical for annihility. Seeing where I have a difference with, like with what Muta would say, Rasta do this, Rasta do that, I question the meaning of Rasta when you say that. Right?
All right.
Like Rasta...
Rastafari, all right.
Is it people you're talking about who say that they are Rasta?
All right. No, well, me don't know. If a man say...
Or is it the Rastafari philosophy?
No, if a man say man Rasta, me not go say man no Rasta. If a man tell me say man Rasta, me not go say man Rasta.
Neither would I.
All right, so here one now. You see, Rastafari... You see, all the brethren just talk about how will arrive ago and which part how will come from.
See.
All right. And how will develop a certain philosophy.
See.
All right. When we see in a Rasta is that Rasta carry Christianity with him. And he carry Christianity in a very Western sense of Christianity.
But
very Western.
But there may be a Rasta who will say, no, I don't.
Well, a Rasta will say, no, I don't. But I tell you, say, if you listen to, all right, if you listen to most Rasta talk, him coming from an Old Testament biblical perspective, him never, a Rasta man now quote the Bhagavad Gita, him now quote
No.
Hare Krishna, him now quote Zoroaster,
Coming forth by
him now
day
quote
and
coming
night.
forth, him now quote none of them something. Him now quote Yoruba, Oladupe, him now quote Akan, him now quote none of the
Part
African.
of the thing that we face during the motor is almost...
But part of the time, Rasta quoting that because what he thinks he's quoting come from something else.
No.
Many times, not all the time.
No, all right.
Not all the time, but many
If
times.
a Rasta man, I go tell you, say, Pharaoh are wicked.
Then you know...
Him do even know, say, Pharaoh is the name of the kings of Egypt. And not the individual, not an individual king. Him do even know that. And if you start to tell him, say, but brethren, oh, yeah, fight against Pharaoh. So him say, then Pharaoh fight against Israel, and I are Israelite, and him fight against Israel. So right away now, him get disconnected from the old. Him gone to an African. Israel is an African peripheral tradition. It's not the deep part of Africa. It's just something we created on the periphery. Right. We are talking about deep Africa now. But deep, like in the Congo.
Yeah.
But you see,
You understand?
Yeah, man.
Where most of our tradition come from. In the Congo, Jamaican people are some Congo man. Gungo. You understand? Guru Maharaji, he call himself Indian name because maybe he never even knows that Indian name. But when you look at where he might draw from, he might draw from some serious Pocomania revivalists. And you say if you ever tell Rasta about no revival business, him say no jump up church and him say, yet all the song them him a sing.
A jump up.
A jump up song.
You see,
song him a sing. I say, but wait, how that goes? If you go sing Bob Marley song in a bing him and a bolt bunny, you know. You understand? So it's that me I say now within the level, where the brethren that I say, the education is part of the reconstruction and the reformation of how Rasta supposed to take the thing. We're supposed to now look on it as a we plan to say a new faculty of interpretation where we can really recognize a different understanding of the thing.
And you see, part of the thing that I think even we as ones who was balled and shans up and side far right, is that what we had to realize, is that the development within myself, is that we start realizing that it's not a replacement of Christianity, it is a complete removal of what is called religion. And you start looking now at what is your spiritual development and how is it that you can use consciousness to control the body and how you grow within consciousness. And that is what far eye to eye is that whole natural liberty, because that is what is expressed in Africa. So therefore, when we talk about our connection with nature, we never just deal with it on a high basis, but we studied it in maths. So therefore, when we talk about our foundation is truth, justice, and righteousness, we know that truth is measurement, and we show that mathematically, so there was actual proof, and this was done with everything. So there is measurement, there's balance, and there's equilibrium. And these are the things. So we have to be the ones now who going back into these and carrying it forward and showing the people that we don't need to be looking anywhere, because it was Africa that allowed every nation to realize that they have divinity amongst them. So therefore, it is them that allowed the Arabs to realize that Muhammad was a prophet. It is our teachings that allowed these various individuals. There is philosophy of recognizing divinity.
The whole thing with that is even today, we are still plagiarized. Right? A math teacher teaching, let's say, grade 8 math has to teach the so-called Pythagoras theory.
Which is not Pythagoras theory.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like when you had the philosophy, they would always turn to Socrates.
I made that point within the system of education in Toronto. And people scoffed. They refused to see that. Right?
So Pythagoras go to Egypt, was studied for 20 years.
Exactly. When he went back, he had to run again. When he went back to Greece. And he started a little culting using the secrets of what he learned in Africa. So, I know fully well what the problem is with Rasta, and that is illiteracy, and that's widespread, my brethren. Where there is ignorance, there will be dogmatism,
Yes.
And there'll be violence that comes with that.
Yes.
When
Fundamentalism come with violence.
Exactly.
Yes. This is the cutting edge on RFM.
Jean, what happened to Pumpkin? She not even smile. She ain't have the running belly. She not her usual self. Not even tears are coming to cry.
And fling it away and draw for the things where we feel say can secure the nation, the Rastafari nation. So we have a brethren in the house then we are share the views them and all them way there and thing. All right. As a one who they are Canada all of your life.
Too much of it.
Every time we come to Canada, we always make sure we see one another and all them something there.
Well, you know, the last time you come there and you ask me if me still in the, I have a poem. Right now, I don't have my lyrics in my head, but that's a poem I know you will love.
Yes, because you did it so long.
In the deep freeze.
I know the deep freeze are turned inferno. The deep freeze are turned inferno. And a flood out, you about the big flood going on.
Well, I hear about that yesterday.
Yeah, man, I whole heap of Jamaica and I say, weird. And then me say, me left Jamaica and come up here. The flood that follow me. You know, see? And then so you know, say the demon are
It look like...
I want to leave Jamaica for road, left the flood, and the flood follow him go to Toronto. Them say all the tube, them I call it tube like a...
Yeah, man. The subway.
The subway, them locked down, you know?
Yeah,
subway locked down, you know? You didn't know when that happened,
no, man. I did since the 1st of July.
Oh,
man. Yeah.
All right. What may I say now? As a man in a Canada and, you know, up front in terms of, you know, personality and everywhere there.
Let's see it.
All the things stay now in terms of the consciousness we're supposed to have flow. Because sometimes you look at the thing and you say, but wait, what may I do all this for the people that get fool more and more?
You just take the words out of my mouth. Right now, there is lack of a very strong voice for the black community in Toronto. Over the years, we stand up. You know, we stand up for each other. You know, we try to fight the good fight. Things have happened. There's been a lot of progress, but we have lost soldiers along the way. Like I know you know the brethren Dudley Laws.
Yes.
You know, when brethren like him gone. Lawyer Charles Roach. People were very active. Activists for the society. You know what I mean? But right now, I would say that our situation is weak. And it may be getting weaker. Because you have a lot of people who are just there for themselves, you know. And position, either political appointments or the money. People are afraid to speak out because of their jobs and positions as well. So you still find that the grassroots, the people who sacrifice for the black community in Toronto are really grassroots people, you know, like Rasta and, you know, other Pan-Africanists, you know, and that's the situation there. But Toronto is a vibrant place.
So
it is full of life.
As a one who do the work thing, it make it,
well, in
like...
terms of I Rasta, I just say, I have watched the Rastafari community grow in numbers, grow in community, and I've watched it self-destruct as well. You know, and that's where it is right now, self-destruct. In terms of doing things as a community.
So how it make you feel as a one who project certain thing and you still think of doing the land?
Well, extremely disappointed, me brethren. Because after so many years of telling your brethren and sistren and sacrificing to help them to organize, and everything is still left up to the person who talk about organizing. So
one man
you know, and one man is no longer with a black beard.
This
one man is grey now. You know,
silver.
Yeah, let me call it that. That's the situation, my brethren, and more time. I feel very disappointed, but at the same time, there's still things to do, other lives to save. So I spend most of my time with the youths, you know, because when they come to me at the age of 9, 10, I can already see who we can lose to the system, who we can lose to the grave. So there's lots of work to be done.
Yes.
Over the past few years, about 90-something youth under the age of 18, I know, have been killed.
You mean gun business?
Yeah, man. Killed. Either gunned down or stabbed. And the system itself is not really taking these numbers into consideration to do anything effective to help them, you know.
So make the nigga them go and kill out them.
Well, them a build more prison. And the prison is privatized.
So you have to have
exactly. You have to have clients.
And them a try bring that down here too. You know, if you have privatized prison, what run the prison is more prisoners.
It's
so you
part
have
of
to make criminals over them.
It's part of the globalization strategy.
Prisoners provide free labor too.
Exactly.
All right, Bridget, as a well, you know what I'm say youth again, so me now call you youth again.
No, you're free there, you're endless, so you can call me what you want to call.
And when I work with the L need, I know, but me could go and talk still. But you know what I say now? As a one who move amongst the high age group and thing where you don't start have the silver in on the head or the face and all them way there. How it look to the eye as a one out there with the youth them? How it look?
Well,
because you hear him talk about dismally about the one in Canada. So the one them round the eye now. How it look?
Alright, well, whenever I talk, so let me just make the separation from now. In terms of what is going on organizational wise, well, there's a lot more that is required to be done. I'll take that diplomatic answer. In terms of the youth and what is going on in the streets and in the communities, it is still Rastafari philosophy and it is still Rastafari teaching that is keeping the youth them, even the youth them that them say doing the worst things, it is it that is keeping them at least thinking and trying to do better and them think they're the same way. So even for us who are far rise, who up on a certain level and don't realize that the power and the level of control that we have, because I think that is one of the things.
When you say the youth them who are do the bad, you mean like a youth who murder a man to chop off him neck?
No, but for real though, even that to talking about that, even a youth that would do that, chop off a neck and them thing there. Same way, you know, we at the same time, at the end of the day, you still have a one that them respect and that them will listen to. Granted, him couldn't tell him probably don't chop off the head and them thing there, right? But there's still someone that can reprimand.
So why him couldn't tell him that? Why you couldn't sit down and throw a youth say, you just that going away here, so no, what? Why you couldn't sit down and talk to him about it?
No. Now, let me tell you something. We can talk to the youth them. We can always talk to them and thing, but one of our little brethren them, they tell me one time, say, Kanji, you can always attack still in the car. The youth them see you attack and sometimes it sound good, but when you say don't really put money in them pocket or it don't really help them situation, how them see it. So part of the thing that we have to do, part of the thing that we're fighting against, because what we have is a philosophy to edify the mind and start teaching us responsibility of how we can help ourselves. But you still have ones who are caught up within this thing that them rather to almost an animalistic kind of living where the body controls the consciousness. So you're hungry, you're going to look at food anywhere. You want to have a relation. You don't want to have a relationship. You just have an urge to have sex. You go look anything that comes that way. So with those, you have those persons that we still have to put up with within our coming and going same way. Those who are controlled by the body. So that is a problem that we face. But as I always tell you, the youth them still look towards far right. Them still listening to Far Right and them still expecting that leadership from Far Right. What we face and the problem that we face is that what is called leadership still, I don't know, the ship probably sail.
Leadership, that plane we want. All right. So, all right, within the function of, there's certain things that Rasta used to say and used to do. So I hear a data of a poem, I'm going to play it too, about things where Rasta used to burn, them now have it with cheese. I tell you natural say that. And now, she never did that poem, I say, yeah, fire burn this and yeah, fire burn that, but you still eat out of Babylon pot. Yeah. So you have no one who had healed Rastafari to the level of Rastafari, but him not plant nothing. Him not have a Rasta woman, really. Most time pity them are no Rasta. Cause that me find to that most Rasta them pick me now have nothing to do with Rasta. It's like, wow, how that possible? You know, it's like, you know, when you look on most Rasta family, the man is higher Rasta, and him gone a Rasta meeting every day. But him pick the day they play a video game at the yard and I try find out certain things and things. So him not really have that Rasta element. Now them but how we work that out in terms of the youth them where I say, yeah, my father Rasta, you know. You know, say my father, all right, my father listen to the continent, you know, say my father like you, but them personally, though, they not listen to how that work.
Two things. Yeah. The same traditional African spirit that culture that they speak about, that is not instilled. You see, many of us in the West, we grew up as they say in Christian states, and at the same time in Christian states of mind as well. So we don't have, as I mentioned, a rites of passage system that gives us rites of passage for our youth
in and out of life.
Exactly. So it come now like our youth don't have nothing other than what exists around them, so that becomes the norm. That's why, as I was saying, some youth might respond to the and say certain reasoning now work for them right now. Is money. Kanje. That certain thing now work for them right now, right? It now put no money in them pocket or bread in them mouth. So them have to deal with this and that and that and that. So youths will go beyond the principles of Rastafari in order to survive, because they don't hold those principles firm within their liberty.
It's a part of the thing, you know, is that they don't, we need to make it be us then. It's just, we need to, even when you speak about the language, I think part of the thing is that a lot of times when you're growing up, you could tell the elders, you never have to see them by just a speech that you hear coming out, that is being uttered, the words that are being uttered. So therefore, part of the thing now is that we, as some youths and some ones who rise up within even society and within even educational levels, we think that our education has made us separate or different from Far-I, when it is really to ground us now and to show what is it that our elders were saying now that we have been through the colleges and the universities and get a chance to read some books. This is what the elders were saying. So it is, how is it that we make it really the way of life? How is it we make it? And that is what we have to work towards every day. And that is the thing, you know. Just not just saying we are Far-I and just going to the meeting. Liberty. In your house, you know, so, like for instance, when you hear them speak about how other traditions do it. When you read about the Black American Muslims, when the man turned Muslim and said no pork in the house, there is no pork in the house, full stop. Discipline. We as Far-I know, that is it, that level of discipline. So when we see the king always immaculately dressed, but always speaking perfect, that level of discipline we need to have.
But that was in earlier times, my brethren. Earlier times. Races, but that's why no, because in earlier times, most Ras burn everything and move to the hills.
Yeah, but no, if we burn everything and set up the cultural expression, because we keep saying Rasta is not a religion, you know. No, Rasta has become a religion because it is only in the philosophy you can define Rasta. No, in the cultural liberty, you can't see it. You see, that me say now say the strongest part of Rasta was the cultural expression, you know.
Yes.
Now we move from the cultural expression and gone to a belief system. Because it's a belief system we are working with now. So most want to say, for instance now, most reggae artists, them say Rastafari. But it's like a Christian thing, because Christianity do have no culture. It have a belief system. Christianity is faith-based. Now we are saying Rasta become faith-based. That you can't say the thing. You don't have to live no other different way. You don't say, me's a Rasta, you know. Me's a Rasta. So, me's a Rasta and that is it. There's nothing, all right, so he's a Rasta, so what? So what? I mean, what that make you different from Christian? What make you different from what the Christian do? Yeah, I mean,
but you see,
smoke ganja, wait there, we can't take up it. You see the ganja thing, all right. How is it that reggae music can make so much people smoke ganja, but reggae music can make a whole heap of people plant food? You see? It's for sure where the mindset there. It's almost like a indoctrination where almost addictive. Cause you sing about ganja every day, and a whole heap of youth smoke ganja. But something that would make the youth now realize, but wait there, the Rasta, he might tell me to not pick up the gun, but guess what? Me see when I'm going at back of my yard in a Rasta, a pure food, me see the man plant around there now. You know, see the man have all things when you buy a market, you know, you can come around there and eat ital food with him. You know, you put on a big pot and you have to go down at the Babylon shop to go buy flour and cornmeal. You just stick out all the food them from around at the back of the yard and say, see that you share to the bridge. Him himself who have the gun in him waist and I go say, but wait, it's not where I say, you know, it's where I do. Because look there now, look how much thing me hear I say. But it's when me see my but this when me see my do around here so now, he can feed the whole of around here, so sit down around with me all my gun in my pocket and me eat out the ital party. So him just force him now for God see it a different way.
See.
You know, see, so it's not every time when him come on at the back of the yard now, they sit down around some chalice and not even chalice now, appears beady and spliff and grab and all them things that the man had piece up in them hand miggle and all them way there and I say, boy, Rastafari and I grind up in them hand miggle. Them not have no communal culture, live it, you know, where man sit down with them chalice and them say, Hail I, Rastafari. And you see him looking down at the clouds because when them man, first time when you see Rasta drag chalice and let it out, you don't see nobody. All 10 man rolling a pure cloud. You don't see it. Nowadays that guy have a space with that man like him is a hippie. With a grab on him. All right. Smoking herbs is a culture in a Rasta, you know. Then you know to say it's a culture in a Rasta again. It's a habit, it's an addiction. One time Rasta use herbs as part of them cultural expression. Now Mr. Rasta use herbs like how me know hippie used to use it. You know see it. Every time him sit down, him have to have him two fingers them stuff. Them two stick up together. Every time Mr. Rasta sit down now, Rasta have them two fingers stick up so. And him a light. Every time him a light. Where my light? Every time. Cause this spliff out and him a light. Like a cigarette him a smoke. You understand? Me never see Rasta do them thing there. And me I say no, but that's how it reach a level now. It reach a level now where herbs is not part of the sacramental concept of Rastafari. Herbs now become an addiction. But that me talk about cultural expression. That me talk about.
So that is how I see it, right?
Yes, and that me see it right in Jamaica. I don't know about Canada. I don't know if man still sit around.
Well, you know, there are ones who do that.
As a practice, not as ones who do it, as a practice. It need to do as a practice. Man, if sit down around with big chalice, 2 pound of ganja in front time, and
well, but you see, it's still happens in some, as I tell you, and this is it now, which is the same thing. We'll come back to why you say, you still have those elders same way, you know.
No, the elders me talk, you know. Me talk about the youth them.
Yeah, the youth them,
youth them.
Hardly know anything.
Most youth them see now is a split them up in them hand, and if a whole heap of them sit down around together, it split them up.
Yes, which is, but you see, and that come down to now, which is what I even try to hold a reason more time with even, when the reason about that, I look at this, the way things still, I take a different view. I look at Peter Tosh and I always say to them, artist brethren, them anytime them come on the road and them there, I said to them, say, we're making it harder for us who smoke weed in the car. We're not even defending weed, we're not even saying like Peter Touch, every time you say Peter, whether I'm get beaten yesterday, I'm get beaten today, him always. So even the chalice thing now, when you take out a chalice, most of the youth them must say, Star, can't bother about the chalice guy. So it is almost there is at this level of greater fear now.
Yes,
and them sort of things too.
Grab them.
And the talent to the build chalice, because it's mostly big men build it now, you know. You have few young persons too. So when you talk about the culture and expression, it is there in its small pockets, but as you say, the whole communal thing kind of leaving it also to where there's individualism, taking it up to, so even when you talk about gathering to run a boat and them sort of vibration.
Yes, the Ital boat, where you just go to the back of your yard and just drop to this and drop to that and throw it at the pot. You know, and you say, you know, eat out a Babylon pot. You know, see it?
See.
No, the whole of we are out a Babylon pot.
See.
Because sometime a man gone to Kentucky. You understand? You see a Rasta man come out of Kentucky with some fried chicken and everything there. You say, but wait, it get away. How that possible? Ghana, what them call it Portland, what them call it
Jerk Festival.
Portland Jerk Festival.
But you don't like to ask though, at one point though too, you know, we usually hold certain people, certain ones at a higher level too. We, in turn, we stop holding people at a higher level too, so therefore when they do certain things, we don't even bun them, and at least not bun them publicly, but we don't bun them and tell them, say, Star, that cannot work, you know. He's a
Rasta.
And
so why are you afraid to do that?
No, well...
Like how we have so long as we don't talk about Rasta in some way now, where man say, wait, so some Rasta talk about Rasta, then we all right. Oh, why is it now that all a man like you know, who among certain youth and young artists were asleep, you can't go to them and say,
no, well,
brethren.
Well, you see, the different...
Buckle up, lightning, earthquake.
First of all, see, like...
shot in your face if you say that.
No, well, let me tell you, first things first is that some of the artists, them, from you start utter certain words, they might draw close to them little bridge and move one side. Right? And then now, remember, you know, is very few artists now, you see, going around on corners and sit down again with the youth them and them thing then. Even when them come to buy herbs, them sit down in them car and them send them second come buy the herbs.
And go and drive off.
And drive off, you know, so.
You know, so I sell herb, nah, sell them rest of them,
So, it is that attitude that has taken up with some of the artists. Some of the artists, them, you don't know, from you start tell them, say, boy, what really are going? Star, you don't know about the music thing, you know. Right? I know what them thing are shot. So you realize that we who burning them on our little side, we not in control of, for instance, the radio stations and them things. So we can always burn them in our little small quarters and them sort of thing there. But those who supposed to really be drying them up in them socks, not doing it, so they are allowed to continue. We come in like small opinions. They don't pay us any mind when we make our criticism. Alright, let me give you
why them not paying our mind?
Let me give you an example. We walk in, we usually seal up His Majesty strong on our road. And one of the biggest problems that we face, and this is the reason why we have to give thanks to a man like Lita Farai, you cannot find a sound that can play for 12 hours clean music except for you with the wood.
Then Gabby Selassie do that too, man.
And Gabby said, but it is so limited that even the sound that we have on Wakana, that we say is Wakana sound, cannot play for 4 hours, more than not even 2 hours without playing indecent music or something that not edifying the youth, them, you know. So we realize that even what is wrong seem to be right. That is the type of level.
But the reality, let me reflect on just something that happened right here on the same show, right? You're teaching a certain consciousness on the program, right? But to pay the bills, you have to bring in an ad that. You understand what I'm saying? The ad about what? Was it rum or
everything? And pork too.
And pork, right. So how do I deal with these little
idiosyncrasies?
Yes.
Well, we are all right. You and me deal with it now because. All right. You see, when we just start, for instance, now the new program we have, when we just start the program, you know, them did have a 1 hour, 1 hour sponsorship on it. I think it's two of them big famous rum thing. But the first program me come on, cause me no business. And a guy have to tell me, say, boy, Muta, you have to come off of the radio now because I that I pay the bill. All right. You see, when me come and me go so boom. The first program I do, you know, is rum and cigarette. We call out some youth from GSC, you know, and I lick out hard. And the man I say, Muta, me give you some paper for read. Now, me say, me, you are, after you put it on the radar, you are me go read it. No, sir, get somebody to read that. All right. Now, me no business where a man was saying, no, because me nah, make a man make me do something where me no want to do. When me give thanks for IRFM, because IRFM realize and recognize all my vice state. You see, about 2 months after, me see one of the one them gone. One of the sponsorship move.
Okay.
You see the next one, me see the next one move to. And then put something else inside it.
Okay.
So, all right, you see Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge has never gotten a sponsorship for any 1 hour on this program here. And this a program I go for 20 odd years now. And at the #1 program in at the time when it there so.
See.
You see, it will never get brought to you by Red Stripe. You understand? All right. Now, me I say now, within the levels now, you know, me hear advertisement on it, you know, but we make them run, you know why we make them, I mean, not me make them run, but them run on the radio because, but you see when me attack now, no guy can't stop me.
See.
From talk, because I now go cuss no bad word on the radio.
No.
Yeah, I mean now go talk about the radio station in a very derogative way. But you see, if me feel for say, look you know, you say rum, it could have rum up here so advertise all over, it's chewed a little more. No man can tell me, say, me must talk about the evils of alcohol.
See.
You understand?
Yeah, man.
Come in also when me don't talk,
See.
them could have bring over the advertisement 100 million times.
It have no effect.
The voice, we keep ramming it.
See.
It's just like the planting of the food.
See.
A man could have talked like more, you know. You see, from me start to talk about planting of food, you'd have be surprised to know how much land dig up.
See.
From me, they on the radio the other day, on the other pro. You know much land, you know much you go dig up them land and start plant there. And you would show me upon him thing. Him thing say, boy, you know, look on this, look on that. Him get some nice food and I say, well, it's the grass over there, so you know, so we are planning to dig it out, you know, because we're gonna plant some this over there, so and that over there. So I say, yes, I thought it forgot. And now me I get a portion of music. We are talking about plant.
Yeah,
So
man.
the power of that. So right now, me now mind the advertisement, them, you know.
No,
because it almost contradictory. I mean, understand that, you know. Me done cipher that already, but I say, you see the voice.
Yeah.
Because if me did not hear it and not say nothing, you know, it would be one thing. But it's true, me hear it and knows it not come. Me personally, I make sure I me fire the bullet first.
So I need more voice within
we
the
need
movement.
a whole voice, no voice.
To
media voice.
Let me show you something like that. The tour that was organized for in commemoration of Coral Gardens, right? And the march and them sort of vibration there. Now, on the march, they were supposed to stop at where? Jamaica House or Garda House?
Yeah, we just stop how much feet from God knows them say.
Yeah, but you see, part of the thing that even we as the youth them that were there, they say that, why is it we try to appease them? We stop it at God, we stop it wherever we want to stop, we stop. Let those who want to appease them go speak to them while we hold our 5 minutes of silence. So whatever the reason done with them who said we can't stop there, we would have done our thing and move. Part of the thing that I see that is happening, and boy, this is evil, I should even say, but part of the thing that I see happening is that we're seeking too much. No, we're seeking permission to do what is our right.
All right.
And
you have to have permission to hold a demonstration in a Jamaica. Right? It's part of your right to demonstrate, but it's not part of your right now to block up other people movement.
no,
And for a whole time demonstration do that. Not only that now, maybe some people is against demonstration and it can cause friction from people out there. So you have security forces where I tell you, all right, you have to tell me exactly where we now go on the thing that you can monitor not only that the movement and the make traffic move, but also that there may be an opposing force where decides that we're going to bust 2 shots in the place.
Yeah.
So it's not like you look sponsorship from them for say why, we not just march and not tell them. No. Maybe a youth have figured that out, say, so,
no, it's not permission.
Babylon.
No, it's not permission for the march. No. The problem, the concern with the march was the whole, that could it stop in at Jamaica at the
because them say, there's certain government building that them say you must stand up 100 yard, even in Washington. If you're in Washington, you can't go in front of White House. You have to go far from it. So it's not like, you're going to get rebellious now and, because you don't want the thing mash up. All right. So them say 100 yards from the building, you stand up. Now, you see me now, me I stand up 100 yards from the building. Me don't know if a man go rebellious now run God 50 yards. You understand? Because me know what can happen there. So a man can throw a bomb in the bloodbath building.
And you get the blame.
And use them say I see that Euro March cause it. Because you have a little rebellion. Watch out, all right. You see, even though we are talking about what stand up there, so me stand up down there, so and a rebellious Rasta youth, Who? No, and we are saying, but a silent thing we are doing, Because we say we're not going to say nothing. We're going to stand up there. Who? No. And the man look at me and I say, Brethren, you never use that. Who? No, you Babylon thing. I say, but you understand? So me I say, no, in the rebelliousness of a youth, him could have seen that this is the way to go, You who, I don't even want to say experience within learning consciousness.
Yeah.
Because if you watch how Marcus Garvey move, Marcus Garvey move like a man that say a Babylon thing that, But you see how he move, he make sure say he move that nobody can blame him.
You have to be wise, my brother.
Yeah, and he must set up him thing in such a way that when all the women they move together.
Right.
When the man they move together. Them don't go over too much over the side of the road because them know so over there so go black. Now the youth them the Babylon can't tell me for walking lightning, earthquake. You don't see that the thing just batch up. You tell a man say no smoking in the march.
Yeah.
A man say Mutabaruka, him no smoke herb, that's why I'm talking that, And him start the lights with police, I go to him, him go make me, and me have to go to the police, go say, Brethren, it's a brethren where just do a thing, do. Me a beg your officer, you understand? Me no want to beg no Babylon for no guy, You understand? So, when you tell a man, say, don't smoke, him a feel, say, you bow to Babylon, by telling him to don't smoke. Him have him right for smoke. Him don't no right for smoke. You tell him don't smoke.
Brethren, that ignorance, I see that ignorance play out so often.
Terrible, man.
Even in Toronto in 95, we had the Rastafari International Gathering. Certain people upset with certain people. Upset for no reason other than...
The MC say you're about to Babylon.
So... I use in a university space, free of charge. But there are rules to use in the space.
Yes, I don't know your space.
And because one person don't like such and such a person, big
Babylon
thing light up, Babylon, this, that.
Yeah. And then when him done, him go buy a bun and cheese.
It was, the person came, the security, and was going to lock everything down. That would have been such a waste. You had to have guests from out of the state, out of the country, all in one place for an event. But because the person knew the person was being ignorant, they allowed things to still go on.
Yes.
But that is the ignorance that is amongst I and I.
Yeah, but you can't prevent... Watch out, man. If you read Marcus Garvey, man, look at how Marcus Garvey set him something. Believe you me. Marcus Garvey have the biggest black organization in the world up to this day. 3 ship on the thing, millions of people, 20 million people follow him, all thousands of different liberty all over the place. And you saw the man structure and things, him say, look on them. Look how them run them thing. And do it. Because you see how them run them thing, it'll work for them, So if it'll work for them, it can't work for you. See, so this president, him say, Marcus Garvey, I tell you, say, all right, you saw the Jew work, him manipulate certain business and all them something there. Just work the thing, because it'll work, it's so it work. You can't do something when I work, And I might show you something where I work. And I might say, if that I work, that's so. Work it, so too. So if I want to say, boy, right now, march. And you smoke herbs, the whole of your life you smoke herbs. And some know say man addicted, And some know say man addicted because you're going to say, all right, brethren and sisters, we don't want any ganja smoking on the march. People start to skin up them face. Then we're on a Rasta thing this. Yeah, when I say, oh, a motor dealer that stuff. I show them man in a smoke herbs, you know. Man for burn them chalice anywhere. You know, see, lightning for them talk there.
Ignorance, that man. So what? You can't do it out herbs for a day, a week, a month, 2 months?
What you the problem with it though? If a policeman hold him with the herbs, you know, and me, I forgot go they go talk and beg the policeman, and I don't want to beg police for nothing. That's why I'm driving my license legal. I'm going to do certain things. I'm going to make it legal. I don't want a policeman stop me on the road and say, motor, where your license there?
See.
I'm going to say, boy, I'm not a license about 10 years. No, I don't really go. I don't want that. I must have my thing, license plate and everything for my car. You understand? I'm going to say, boy, motor, your tire gone. You know, take off my license and go get new tire. But I don't want to go beg for police things, Rasta.
See.
And no, a man going to ask me, a man going to make me have to go beg a policeman. The man there Mandela Park, the man them there Mandela Park, and you tell a man say, brethren, the thing not done yet, you know. Cool down with the herbs. And the man I say, oh, Babylon, lightning for Babylon. You see? And the police body there look for them with the Rasta. And then me make the policeman answer nothing to him, you know. He wouldn't like no say. Actually me that the policeman do nothing, you know. Me answer, but wait. Look how the man him put me in that position.
But it's probably true you why him say lightning from Babylon in front of them. So what them not do it like this. You saw them not going to do it by themselves. A few.
No, I tell you, say, some man put in some predicament sometimes.
Sometimes what I really do, and you not even excuse it, is that sometimes the way them feel so penned up and have no option and no choice, that is their only little thing.
No, man, ignorance, man. I don't know. Ignorance, man, no option and no choice, man. Oh, you are Rasta and you can't do the herbs one day. You can't do it.
Totally.
Addiction.
Rastafari is supposed to have self-discipline and self-control.
You're not supposed to. You can't use ignorance and talk about a rebellion, you know.
No.
The highest revolutionary them obey the law, you know.
See.
You know, see, them obey the law.
See.
And Marcus Garvey tell you about obey the law of the land. That means when a policeman stop me, I call him sir, and I'm going to tell me, say, hey, Muta, oh, you call man sir. I say, yes, sir, and say, Muta, I know you're not dealing with the sir thing, you know, you call man sir. So him say, as a negative, no, you know. So I say, where you want me call you? Because I'm not going to call you Rasta, so where you want me call you? You understand? You understand? So them kind of way them me work by thing. I say, no, Rasta, Marcus Garvey, blueprint.
Yeah,
read philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey. And you see how Marcus Garvey set up him thing, man. Marcus Garvey now fight against the law. Even though the law is not just. But him not going to say, Babylon say he must walk this so, and him go walk the other way. Fish food say, to make Babylon beat him. You never hear of Marcus Garvey deal with a procession yet and police match it up. Even though I deal with black this, black that. You understand? Marcus Garvey start an organization in Harlem and become the biggest thing in Harlem. How is it possible in the 20s when racism so big that Marcus Garvey has set the thing so? Marcus Garvey go look for the Ku Klux Klan, the big Ku Klux Klan man in the
Grandmaster.
Yeah, and go sit down with them and I say, all right, you see all them man I deal with for them race. That's how we if deal with our race to look on them. You told them I do it, that's how we if do it too. You understand? Don't make them come mix you up and trick you up and talk about multicultural and this and that and all them foolishness there. You understand? So I saw it go. This is the cutting edge on IRFM. The time is 1 minute past 12 o'clock.
Brothers and sisters, this is Chalice. Join us with respect for our national anthem. Let us stand and defend this one. Peace and love. Thank you. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Do our life through countless hours. To our leaders, great defenders, great true wisdom from above. Justice, truth, be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica.
Jamaica, Jamaica, land we
Irene, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
It look like you get signal for go away. Shaka. Tell me if a signal you get for go away though.
More if him should circle, you know. I come forward, but
a signal you get for go away, man. A signal you get for go away.
I don't want to leave right now, man. This thing feels so good, you know.
Yeah, where you say?
Yes, Jamaica.
Yeah, oh, you have circle and turn back? 12 o'clock, how was your circle? At 12 o'clock, where you circle? Well, if you want chill, I don't know, I'm not chill you. Vintage wine.
We soon come, man.
We're not chill you. Yeah, all right. Yeah. What you know? Shaka, they are Canada that you won't cut it own time, you know. And you think say you can't go tell Shaka if you go away so now, and if you can't cut it, you're mad. You know what I mean? And everybody that Canada, when everybody lives in Canada, say, wait, Shaka, they are Jamaica. Me never know them they are Jamaica.
You know.
Yeah, him say he must show to me already.
All right,
on the cell phone.
All right.
Yeah, show to me already. All right. So what to the family? The family gone back at the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So them all right then.
Little youth, I think, need some sleep.
Yeah.
All them will go like some kind of, what they say, the bunny. Ever ready bunny. Yeah.
The hype. Yeah. All right. Within the consciousness of where I and I talk about, you know, we say the CARICOM leaders, them talk about reparation, you know, upon a big. You have a Mike Henry, you have a man down here named Mike Henry.
Yeah, I need to pick up the book, you know.
Yeah,
while I'm here.
well, not the book me I work with, you know, is him trust towards reparation over the years as a lone voice in the thing. But me always mount him. Me always tell him, say, his uncle, when him out of power, him talk about it heavy. No, seriously, I mean, notice it all the while, say, anytime him not in a power, him is a big voice. But it's when him in a power now, come you want to know now.
He'll probably tell you that it was left off the sheet when it was in government the last couple of years.
So because my brethren pastor named Junior Manning say him is a well, Junior Manning is not the most ballad we are talking about Rasta, say them what them call them have no uniform. What them call them again? Oh God. Anyway, Junior have a name for call them, but Mike Henry is a man where seem to be carrying some vibes towards this reparation argument over the years. And as me I say, most of the time when we hear him voice is really in the opposition. Because right now, him dep on it big. But him is opposition. As a matter of fact, him is the opposition. Because him really in a situation now where him like him going to start him own party now. You know see? Yeah, because the way him angry now is like the youth here, when name all this. It's like the youth, according to how him see it, you know, it's like I disrespect him because look at now. Him there at the party before the man are banned. And the man here come turn leader now and I go like say, him not have no relevance again. So it's like him turn opposition to the opposition. But he's a man who carry some vibes towards the reparation thing and him feel say Rasta the ganja should have legalized and all something. All right. So we see this thing take up now as a main issue now. Right? It's not more like an underground thing again. All right. What you think should be done now in the situation where it reached now? That everybody had take it up now, leaders, because leaders we did want to take it up all the while, like our guns. What you think should have happened now?
Well, my thinking is that reparations is not just about a sum of money, you know. It's about institutions as well. It's about the vast array of exploitation that has been done, the illness, the mental illness too that black people suffering. How can one tabulate, for example, the loss of lives over the slave trade, the period of the slave trade, and the loss of property, of land, everything over that period of time? How do you tabulate that in terms of, like financial, in a financial way?
All right.
Secondly, in terms of the benefits that European countries involved in the slave trade and slavery have made, the strides that they have made, what is the gap of inequity that they have arrived at since slavery to now, and how can what they have amassed be redistributed to somehow level that playing field that they have really roughed up? My thinking is, what can be done to bring back this equity for African nations that are still suffering because of slavery, colonialism, and the new American imperialism?
All right. The case to be mentioned yes or no is the one with the Mama them, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The Mama them from the 50s a fight for this reparation thing, and them just win the case in England, and them was offered £20 million. All right. So we say, and them say it really is not enough, but if you set a precedence now, them hold on for the £20 million.
That's a bad precedence.
All right. So tell me what them should have do. Them should have refused it.
Refuse it.
And then do what?
Go for more.
No,
20 million pounds was given to the planters.
No, wait there. Go for which more? Because what you mean is, them should have go for £1 billion.
Well, I am saying, I think we as a people need to sit down and tabulate properly.
Yeah, no, but
right?
tabulate. Watch out. Watch out.
I know him say
£20 million right now. Add up to how much?
Awarded after the appeal.
No, wait there. £20 million. Where the plant them get in a Jamaica, yeah, so. A man tabulate it and it gone to how much billion pound. All right, but when I talk about that now, where I say, if you say them can't give it enough for the loss of life. Therefore, in the essence of what you say now is that even a billion pound wouldn't be enough because of the loss of life. So if them give £20 million and you have said that enough, them should have give more. At what stage of the game you go and say less is more? Or more is less. Yeah, which one you have to work out with now? Because less can be more in relationship to the precedent that is being set in at this time. I say, here is some people where after, from the 1950s, nearly 60 odd years, a fight for this thing here, and it come to fruition where them say, all right, them win. It's win, them win the case now, England agrees, say, atrocity was done against them, and them now make a compensation of £20 million. Now, everybody can say, at least, that's not really enough. But what is enough in relationship to how much life was lost? Because £20 million cannot be sustained in relationship to the life. But is the symbolism we are dealing with, because now it leave other nations to come on the board and say, but President said yes or no, see they only give the Mama £20 million, we, because we know have a bigger argument. We have an argument now. See, even though it's £20 million. So are we going to now say, give you $1 million, or make them give me, if them choose to give you $1 billion, are we going to say, $1 billion no enough, Rasta? How much million jump African $1 billion that's what me alone should I get?
But is it?
But I don't see it. I don't see it only in terms of a specific sum of money.
No, me know, but when you said £20 million not enough, me know that £20 million not enough.
Let me look at how America became America after the end of the Second European War, what them call the World War, right? How America get into that war in an opportunist kind of way, and at the end of it became the people negotiating everything, right? Set up all these economic agendas and so on and so forth, right? Make we take precedence from these actions as well. We have to set up something that is going to prevent Africa and African countries from falling under again. You see, under that knife. So for me, reparations demand some deep thinking and some deep constructing. That is not just about sums of money, but it's about principles and rules and regulations, legislative, that would provide for the development of all these African nations that have suffered in such a way. And I don't give a who if that development also means the underdevelopment of all these European nations that have benefited.
Yeah, but them not gonna make it reach a point where you underdevelop.
Well, that's the point. That is why this thing is so precarious, you know, because no one ever give you freedom. And
no, not freedom.
Reparation. I'm just using that as an analogy, right? Reparations mean giving up a whole lot, you know, giving up a whole lot. And my question has always been, and I know, say the answer is no, that the white man don't like giving up anything, you know, freely. You know, so you have to fight for that. Reparations involve getting rid of institutions out of the African countries too. Them Christian churches might get burned down, they might have to leave. No one out there listening to me right now might agree with me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's not a reparation.
No, but this is what I am. You see how you define it might not be how I define it.
What is reparation? All right, define reparation. What is reparation?
Reparations for me is giving back that which was taken away in terms of our economic wealth, our spiritual wealth, our, if I can even talk about that too, our land. Well, land is economics. But
so yes, a part of
our self-power, everything, to govern ourselves.
Yeah, reparation is repairing. All right.
Repair, repair.
So you seen say part of reparation should be all of the churches, Christian church, come out of Africa.
Well, let me put it.
Because they know you're never get no reparation.
Well, exactly. So, but I'm using that to try to show that it's more than just money. Healing and repairing. Yeah. How can you repair your mental illness if you don't get rid of the symptoms and the things that are causing it?
Well, how do I see that?
Well, all right. When I look at reparations, the first one of the things that come to your mind is what they call black labor and white wealth. So that's the first thing that pop in your mind. Oh. And when I hear you discussing about the whole money issue, I think what is needed first of all is that approach. There needs to be a proper approach to it. We need to determine the value. Not necessarily the money, but the value. And then it is from this value now where we're going to start looking at what are the effects, even in terms of, like, for instance, because I'm afraid of politicians managing anything to do with money for the people. But when you look at it, we look at our institutions in terms of schools and just those basic things in what it is that makes us individuals and those things. I realize that they are substandard by any stretch of the imagination. It is these things that I think when I look towards what is a reparation, these are the things that they look towards pushing to. So therefore, if every country can spend minimum 15% on their budget on education, and we can't even reach that yet, these are the things that I look towards and see in reparation deal with, and not necessarily the money value.
You think a part of reparation should have the cancellation of debt for all?
Of course.
Without a doubt.
Of course, that's my meaning of underdevelopment. Right? You have to do that.
But you see, part of the reason why you need to have these cancellation of debts and those things, but granted still, you know, we face a problem where if debt is cancelled, just like Jamaica now, what is to stop our enlightened politicians from running up the debt again? And these are the things as a people we have to look towards, and we have to be the ones who literally realize that the benefit is direct to the people and not passing through government hands. Because
all right, so how you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that?
Well, that's one of the proposals I made recently to the chair of the committee in St. Vincent, for example, that the reparations committee, that government should not be in charge, and that committee should not have to report to the government. Because should the government change to the opposition that does not support reparation,
a body that
what
is
happens to
outside
that
of the
committee?
government.
But you still go to, it's all like you still go to the money thing.
No, hold on, no, not even the money, but you need to do reparation. There needs to be, usually committee or whatever, but there needs to be.
But they have a committee, they have a reparation committee. That is not government.
That is not government.
Who set it up?
In Jamaica.
Who set it up?
Eh?
The people or the government?
No, man, I know the government set it up, man.
No,
Okay.
because the
The
reason
government
why
now have
those
nothing
way
to do
to
with
go
reparation.
forward,
Well, okay.
there are many, there are skilled persons enough who can decide how is it that, what is the process that we must use, but there are some things that as a people we must agree on. And I think that is what, so let us set the parameters within which they can work. While we will not be able to give them the specific solutions, there are some things that are no and that we must not accept. And I think as a people, those are discussions we need to start having, and we need to have our voices be heard in terms of those things.
So reparation.
And I don't know how we leave out repatriation.
No, we never leave it out, you know. We never left it out.
Discussing that.
Repatriation, we never left it out.
Reparation should pay for repatriation. That's why they always put the two of them together. It should at least have something to do with those who want to return.
Yeah.
That is why it is
free water here.
So, so even without that, we have to look at what is repatriation. Granted, it's separate from reparation, but it must be included because that is something that was said from start and that should be done. Option to go home to those who want to go home.
All right, so what happened to the 40 acre and a mule?
That was never given.
Yeah, that was never given to the African them in America when... You think them should have get 40 acres and a mule now? Or them should have get a Mercedes Benz?
They should get 40 acres and a mule.
Or a Mercedes Benz and 100 acres.
No, what is it valued? No. And that is that.
Well, that's what
let us not take that approach. What we need to do is just like how they are able to tell you how much their econ, how much a dollar was worth then. The 40 acres. Somebody work it out, you know. Tell them how much. From the 20 million debt till now, it come up to how much $1 billion. But when I say, the 40 acre and a mule that was promised to the African them in America. What do you think we should have do about that as part of the reparation? Just call for the 40 acre and the mule? Or the approach should be one.
Or a Mercedes Benz and 100 acre, which how it works?
No, as I say again.
Prado.
No, but you see, Muta is not even that, you know, because... Yeah. The values will never, whatever values there is not to buy no things like that.
No, I mean not about buy. Them never ask.
No, I mean not that way, but I mean it must be the values going to be in the repatriation of the books. Wait.
Them offer black people
40
acre and a mule. So me ask the question now. What would that 40 acre and a mule
be equivalent
to now in this time here? Would it be equivalent to a Mercedes Benz or 100 acre? Or what would it constitute in this time here? Because them they supposed to get them 40 acre and a mule.
If you're looking at value, a mule back then was worth a lot more than a Mercedes is worth today.
So when should I get a Prado then? We don't know. Or an aeroplane. Maybe an aeroplane then. I'm going to say an aeroplane. We don't know. We don't say
Same way here, you know.
No, seriously. It's a question that I ask. No, I'm not hear nobody answer.
It's just that the value of a mule back then was probably the value of a train plus a car plus.
I don't know, but you see, part of what it comes down to is You know them always say that part of the thing that make a nation is land. So part of the thing that should make a man is the ability to have land to provide for himself and his
land
family.
is the basis of power.
So it is that sort of meditation. So within even this time now, even something basic as land, cause that is the only reason why they can call people squatters even in Jamaica.
Yeah, them not a land.
Right? So they do in the US, they would deserve and they should get whatever that was due to them, separate and apart from reparation.
Well, Farrakhan...
That is an agreement. To me, that is an agreement that was breached.
Yes, Farrakhan did say them should get a state. Them should give them a state. That Farrakhan call for that.
That's not unreasonable.
No, it's not unreasonable. 52 states in there, 53 states. So you must say, North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi.
No, Texas.
Texas.
Mexico can't get it back. I don't think it's
I'm serious thing. And Mexico didn't have it.
Yeah,
so man.
If they cannot get it back, I don't think.
As a matter of fact, the whole of California was Mexico
too. You know?
This is the cutting edge, and I refer me there already. I got through the PSAs, you know me, Bridget and Bridget sit down and I raise without any chalice right now. 3 microphones in front of me, and thousands of people are listening all over the world. Still, you know, yes, even though you hear the 3 rats of them attack so long and all them here there, but we just go through the thing, you know them here there, yes, that's how we stay when we sit down and reason, as Rasta and Rasta. I lick certain things all the while, you know, we lick with things too, trust me. We kind of examine with things, because you can't, if you sit down and can't examine where you are dealing with, you know, and really split it up and put it in and take it out and put it back, you know, it don't make no sense, you know, see, because we are intelligent people. You know, see, we can't just go take everything where everybody say, even if you are Rasta say it. And then just grab it so. No, we have to dissect it, bisect it, doubt it, out it, and all them things, and burn it down too if it's burn down. You're blessed.
Right. I have one more point to give you in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you're going to be talking to I know who about the reparation matter.
Yeah.
All right. She said this week, Sunday, I think.
Who is she?
Dr. Shepherd.
I know she never talked about where she...
She said.
Yeah.
In relation to what you and are talking about, where we identify the system to deal with the reparation, it goes like this. Ms. Shepherd, Dr. Shepherd has a document with 250 pages. And that document details the 14,000 plantation owners who had made successful claims for 20 million British pounds from the 1830s after enslavement. So that document shows that Lloyd's, that great insurance company in London, was started on enslavement money. And as you know, ships like the Zonga and so on, it used to insure them.
Well, Liverpool did create off out slave labor, you know, Liverpool.
Right, and Barclays Bank as well, you know. And that is alive today. Which is our NCB in Jamaica. So, take it from there.
Yeah, all right, Bridget, give thanks.
Cool.
Yes. We want people them to know, say, we're there again from 2 to 5:45, little more from this. Yes. The stepping razor, the art of war, you know, we're there with you. Because we are going through the thing, you know. Yeah, we are going through the thing and change up the programming on radio. Make radio so, you know, so tonight I sound like day program. You understand? I told like a day program you listen to, don't it? Yeah, man, yes.
Oh,
Cutting it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Cutting it.
Yeah, blessed man.
Blessed, my lad.
Isaac.
Yes. No, I'm so familiar with who are calling, because I met you one time up by the dental ground in Profile. My name is High Priest, as them call me.
Okay.
I used to remember when Mayor was reasoning a little bit about the Pope situation where you talk about on the radio.
Remind me.
Yeah, man, when you bring up the Pope argument on the radio, man, the Pope,
where say I read something about the Pope on CNN, and a little caption with them put on the bottom of the TV. I made a reason look a bit about it. But anyway, I don't quite remember, because we never really briefed long still, but and that's how I meet the eye still, me I say personally.
Yeah.
But me I call, the first time I call still, but I listen to the program probably every Wednesday when you come on. You see me I say?
Yeah.
Me no miss the program.
Yeah.
And me love the work with the eye perform. See me I say? And trust me, everything that I talk is the truth. See, and nobody else can tell me no difference, because everything where I talk about, I study them and I read upon them things there, and I know so you're speaking the truth and nothing but the truth.
All right, so give thanks.
And me love the reasoning tonight still. So me I say, with the and the Virgin them, man, big up the Virgin them with upon the program with the eye today. See?
Yeah, man, give thanks, Virgin.
Yeah, man. And one touch two things we want to reason upon today. For one, I reason about the ganja smoking.
Yeah.
See, I just this week I have a discussion with a brethren about the ganja smoking thing, and he might try to make me understand say, through him smoke ganja every day, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times for the day, is that he must smoke ganja for meditation. So, Mr. Virgin, it's a full habit of smoking ganja. It has nothing to do with meditation. What you have is an addiction.
Yeah.
You see me I say? Because them feel like them get up every day and smoke ganja right through the day. It's the thing of the day, you know?
Yeah.
So, I make him know, say, the smoking habit one have is an addiction. It's just like a cigarette smoker, a chain cigarette smoker who as him lose one light one. I saw them I use a spliff a light a spliff.
Yeah.
You see me? So me I say, no, that is an addiction, my virgin. That is not smoking marijuana for meditation. That's not how you smoke marijuana for get meditation. That is just an addiction in a have where you feel to understand.
Well, I will if a man addicted to herbs, Yeah, my man, I just realize that. So
you see me I say.
Yeah.
So, but the next thing now is we want to talk about before we leave is the reparation thing. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but I remember some years back, I was reading in an article where there's some lawyers who got together.
Yeah.
Johnny Cochran was one of the lawyers.
Remember, yeah.
Yeah, and they was trying to get reparation.
Some companies, them were involved in it, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the biggest problem with what they encounter with is these people, these black people in Africa who claim to be Muslims. So they were saying that for them to really get reparation from the Europeans, they also have to get reparation from the Arabs. And you have some black Muslims who calling themselves Arabs. So that was a kind of, I know you're probably familiar with it too.
Yeah, we're not familiar with the black Muslims who call themselves Arab though.
Yes, there's a lot of them who claim to be Arab.
Okay.
Which, that because they are Muslim themselves and they might be descendants, they might have, some of them are descendants from
most black Muslim right now is only the name, Arab name them have, but most of them know is black man them from.
Yeah, it's black man them from Africa, but because of the situation of how them becomes a Muslim, them want to claim to be Arab.
Okay. Mine are the Orthodox Muslim you talk about and not black Muslim, because there's a difference between the black Muslim them and the Orthodox Muslims. So maybe it's not the black Muslims you talk about, because we don't have no black Muslim who call themselves Arab.
Well, from what I have studied,
maybe the Orthodox Muslim them.
Yeah, well, what I've studied once and look up, right, and I look up the word Arab, and also with Africa, and it shows me that you have African who is Arab. So that's where a lot of them claim to be.
All right. I can explain something to you.
Yeah.
You see, most of North Africa
Yes.
is Arabs almost colonized North Africa from Saudi Arabia. But the majority of Arabs live in Egypt.
Yes,
So
I know
Egypt,
that.
when,
yes.
when you look on Egypt today and see the people them there, them is more descended from the Arabs.
From the Arabs.
Yeah. So the further
Yes.
south you go now, what them call sub-Saharan, you find you have the
Yeah, go
African
ahead,
them.
yeah.
But you see the black Muslim them now, the black Muslim is a group of black people from America who claim Elijah Muhammad as them last prophet and Farad as the manifestation of God in America.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the nation of Islam.
Yeah, it's them called black Muslims.
Well, yeah, they call them black Muslim, but I'm talking about the ones who are in Africa themselves.
Yeah, the one them in Africa now is where is Muslims. Most of them who claim Muslims have Arab. Hello. Yeah, most of them have Arab background in North Africa. Most of them in North Africa have Arab background.
Okay, all right then.
Yeah.
I understand that, and I'm glad we get clear and everything.
Yeah.
So just pick up yourself and go on to the
Yeah,
rest
man,
of
give
the-
thanks,
go on
brethren.
to the brethren.
Yeah.
Deal?
Yeah, all right. We want the brethren in a prison when we Curtis Armstrong know say we get this long letter from him. The man write some letter. I show my brethren say the man has sent me for go do homework with this letter you know, because enough things. The man sell him the general legal counsel letter. The man send him, everything else now. So it's a problem him put me in now. Anyway, we want the brethren know, so we start to read it and we don't read it, but we never know say it's so long, you understand? Curtis Armstrong. So anybody who know Curtis Armstrong, we're down at Tower Street there, tell him to Muta, get him things, and we'll see where we can read outside. Yes, cutting edge.
Yes.
Blessed.
Yes. This motor I speak with?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. First of all, I just want to tell you thanks the many years ago when we first started listening to Cutting Edge, when you said for read, pick up a book and read. And from them time until now,
you don't stop reading.
Yes, when I stop read, and you show the way, you say read, I'm going to look back from them time there.
Yeah.
And it's on a kind of levels I know where may I read any and everything.
Everything.
Wisdom. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
any
man.
and everything. And the wisdom increase 10, 15, 20 fold.
Give thanks, man.
Always have to give thanks to you.
Yeah.
As I use to read from them time until now.
Yes.
And don't take your word feet, but just go research
go read
it.
and go research it yourself. Yes.
Yes. And me even reach as far as a man called Dr. Malachi Z. Yoako said the same
right,
thing. Don't take my word feet.
Go
research
examine
it and
yeah.
go do nothing.
Yeah. And them lock him up, you know them give him 100 years in a prison.
Yeah, man. Man. And but me just want to tell the ones out there, say, when Muta say, it not have to be gospel, but you can just pick up a little thing and go look to see where I say for the truth, and from there, so from small tree, great oak tree grow, them say.
No, we have to Google, and we have to go Google it now and see if it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go Google it and see if it's true.
Yes.
And if you find it's true, then continue the work.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
And I say, give thanks, and more blessing to the eye.
Yeah, man, give thanks, brethren.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, we did I say read now, you over I say no, in them time, plant we are work with you know. From one thing to the next, you know, we say read, now we are emphasize planting we are work with you know.
Farm liquidation, it's liquidation, Make sure you eat what you grow, and grow what you eat. Nobody tell them about the countryman, them feed weight. Eat what you grow, and grow what you eat. Don't tell me about the rice, I know it. Boom! We have to plant it up because the sign of it till it's cold, the kids are at here, well, I think. Now sit down on the corner, we are chill. I just sit down with the 100 yamil. Last week we said.
Yeah, man, them just yesterday them drink 100 yamil. Believe you me, not the virtue coming through from out of St. Elizabeth. Yes, cutting edge.
Ayata Baruka.
Blessed man.
Both for me, man. Both for me.
How you doing?
So me there.
Yeah,
so
man.
You know what me I say?
Yeah.
He didn't know, say, look at youth. I'm a 20-year-old now from Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm do some cooking for Obama down there in America.
No, I never know.
Yeah, well, it's on the BBC. And him cook for the Indian president where he come America for come visit Obama and cook a vegetable dish, and I saw them pass him, and I saw first lady come and place and him restaurant there in New York. But the thing we have him say man his mother used to walk 75 miles in Ethiopia go a doctor.
75 miles?
Yeah. Because his mother did have tuberculosis, and him and his sister up a walk with the mother when he was a little youth, and his mother passed away, you know. And some people adopt him down in Germany. And from there, so he left from Germany, go to America, and come to be a #1 chef down there.
Okay.
Yeah. So him say when him go back to Ethiopia, him go meet his father, but him lose the language to him out of the place so long and thing, and then him not pick up that culture there, so him go back to find him father after that. And I took a piece of documentary from BBC, you know.
How long ago you watch that?
About 2 days back, it's on BBC, you know. It's on there, yeah.
All right. I will play through it again.
And what you know, you see all the thing take off in Ethiopia, right? The Addis Ababa, the whole of the manufacture, them just kick off and catch up with Ghana, you know.
Yeah.
And the leather factory and everything, just a boom
but
thing.
That me I try to make the people them know, say, Africa know where them think Africa was again, you know. It's a whole heap of development to go on.
They know it, me I say. But we did expect Ethiopia to come catch up back with them, with Ghana and South Africa, and that I go on and know that it gone clear, man. Yeah. So when we say both way, you know, both for me, you know, big brother, you know.
All right, sir.
You know the Creole, you know.
When you say both way?
Yeah. Fire me.
Okay.
Right, fire me, both way, fire me. You're good, big brother, you know.
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
Rastafari, live.
All right, live.
Always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Make sure to eat what you grow and grow what you eat. Nobody tell them about the countryman, them feed weight. Eat what you grow and grow what you eat. Not tell them about the rice, I know it. Boom. We have to plant it up because the sign of it tell it. It's called the kids I beer when I tell. Now sit down on the corner.
Sweet tune, not a virtue. Sweet tune, yes. Yeah, blessed.
Yo, blessed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Muta.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I come from Clarendon.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man, pressure, you know, from longer time. You know, the music field from a long years rasta.
Yeah.
Again, I have a song when him plant up a vineyard to get the water and subsequent sidewalk. Yeah. I want to bring it to the eye. So you them now hold on meditation and all. You know what I say?
All right, we'll bring it now, man. Bring it, man.
Yeah, man.
When you going to bring it?
Rasta the band from 1970. I was a part of that group.
When you going to bring the music?
Next week, man. See?
Yeah, all right. But I stay till the turn hold is but goodies and then you come tell me to play it.
No, Muta, man. I'm coming forward. You hear that?
All right, blessed, man.
I'm blessed for the ones on the program. You hear, sir?
All right, sir. Give thanks.
More love, more strength, more divinity.
Yeah, blessed.
Well, I'll fight this is some poverty. Some poverty can't do no thing about it.
What you grow and go what you eat. Not tell them about the rice, I know it. You want the local food. Take a look in on the pot, on the flour, on the rice. It's no chicken back. That's the white rice to cook down with pork and beef. Pepper with sweet corn, pepper with hot.
So the mother taught the right thing, you know. No, we are telling you that truth, yeah. Mother taught the right thing, you know. The mother said no rice and no wheat on my pot, you know. Yeah, some serious vegetarian cooked up with some coconut. Hey, watch a man. It can't idle if you don't have coconut in it, you know. Whether it's coconut oil or it's coconut run down or run up, it can't idle if I don't coconut in there. Coconut half in a idle. You don't see it. That's so we say. Yes. It's like you have the national fruit is ackee. Yes. And some people don't know say ackee is a fruit. Some people don't know say ackee is a fruit, you know. Believe you me.
Watch it grow and grow, watch it eat. Don't tell them about the rice down boom. Extra, extra, read all about it. Them say fast food, that's about the rasta mango. After plant me on the food because me can't pay the prices. And not the supermarket, it's a national crisis. Skeleton, tomato, pepper, and people put it in there. We are gonna put it all about them the things. We have to love Jamaica when we plant up with them. Cause we have to make the youth them grow healthy and strong. They tell them to eat, watch it grow, and grow, watch it eat. Nobody tell them about the consumer and them buried. Eat, watch it grow, and grow, watch it eat. Not tell them about the rice down the way. Eat, watch it grow, and grow, watch it eat. Nobody tell them about the consumer and them.
No, so you can't sleep when you hear them program and them hours a night time. Don't believe you, Vader. And them hours are 13 minutes past 1 o'clock. It sounds like a day program, yes.
Yeah, greetings, mother.
Blessed man.
Yeah, man. There's a point more bring crap on the program.
All right, sir.
Years ago, when me say, boy, I want to tread up the part of Rastafari, right? And me ask my father, say, well, I free the Bible. He say, well, son, nothing wrong to read the Bible, you know. But make sure so when you don't read the Bible, you read history.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
And I realize that most of the virgin them, when me reason with, them delve deep in the Bible.
Yeah, but them not read
and not so much history.
Yeah.
You know, can you reason with them? I ask them about certain things. Them, I just say, the roots of Africa, them not have that. You know? They're more into the Judah Christianity.
Yeah. Well, it's my thing is that me not tell a man not to read the Bible, you know.
No, he never tell me not to read it.
No, me I tell you this. Me not tell a man not to read the Bible, you know. But me I tell a man, say, just as we are here to know, the Bible is not a history book. You see, the Bible is a book about a group of people who develop certain mythologies for govern them ways and life and them thing there. Because you have books now where it's history books. You know, you have man like J.A. Rogers, who's a Jamaican.
Yeah.
Write about Great Men of Color, Volume 1 and 2. You have man like Ben Buchanan, John Henry Clark.
Ivan Van Zert.
You have a whole heap of man who are relate to Africa and Africa consciousness were developed in Africa as opposed to European consciousness were developed in Europe. You got to know if you differentiate it. So that's why here we are talking about a whole heap of that, here we are talking about Rome and here we are talking because when you get a good perspective, say it's not only for just say boy right now, Rasta, Haile Selassie, and his foundation is in the holy mountain, the Lord love at the gates of Zion, and you know the Lord is my shepherd and all. No, you have to read. Widen your scope, widen your horizon about certain things. Mathematics, you ever talk about mathematics? You see, maths can solve any problem.
Another point to move. Yes, say a lot of men say them believe them know. When I really believe them,
I believe, of course.
But them not really check them belief system.
Yeah.
Right. And years ago, I meet you and I ask as a youth, and the part of Rastafari, what advice you could have given to me? You say, keep your mind open, and nothing wrong with having doubts.
Yeah, because doubt is the first step of trying to investigate, you know.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with doubt, because you know, you see Thomas, if you read the Bible and you hear about Thomas, when everybody has said Jesus Christ, and Thomas said, well, I don't believe that Jesus said, all right, here we go. Come here, push your hand in this hole here. What do you think? You see that Thomas there, he become the greatest disciple. If you read the book of Thomas, you realize that him now, you can't tell him nothing. Because him what? Him prove that through evidence. And that's a mathematics, you know. A man tell you something and you go prove it through evidence. So doubting is not something where a man should have afraid of. Don't make no Christian people come to you about you doubt the Lord, you doubt this. Yes, you have to doubt because it's in a doubt you're going to go investigate. Yeah, I just that. So give thanks, brethren.
Yeah, one question though. Yeah, I'm going to point you can answer it.
I don't want you to hang up on me though.
No man, more just ask you a question you answer.
Yes.
As Rasta and our youth, what kind of principles you think we should have instill in the youth them?
As a
bringing
Rasta?
them up from baby stage come up, man.
Well, you know, me won't try indoctrinate a baby about
no, I'm not talking about indoctrinate. I talk about principles. That's why I'm using the word principles.
All right, you mean if you use a Rasta?
Yes.
Well, you have to bring up a child like how you come up. If you recognize that principle, that is the way you're going to bring up the child. You see, we don't have no special way to say, if you is a Rasta, more than likely you don't want to bring up your child in a Rasta way. Maybe the child get up big now and decide to know that not Jesus and we're going to turn some demonic thing.
No, me was, man.
Yeah. So, if you ask me, I tell you now, if you use a Rasta, you try and bring up your youth as all you see, because there's a reason why you is what you is. And if you never did see something in a way you is, you don't want to be what you is. So you are like, for what is you, for your child, for really grow up in at that level too. You know, see? Because you know, me have two daughters, you know, and you know, so me never sit down with them yet and reason with them about Rasta when they grow up. No, serious thing. We live in a bush.
My father Rasta and him never locks none away.
No, me never locks. No, wait, stick up in. Me never locks my daughter them, you know. My daughter them born with locks. Me never, it's not something you do to a child, you know. It's when you comb your ear, you pick the ear, you do something to them, you know. Because no picnic no born with comb. So when I want to say you locks your picnic, I know locks my picnic them, you know. I comb my picnic them head, but I no comb my picnic them head. You know, I tell you, say no, when I get my youth them, I just allow them here to grow. But I just sit down with them to try indoctrinate, because what them see I do and what them mother do is enough to show them that living today. So I have to explain to them this and this and this and that. But how them see them mother and them father live and them thing there is that experience them carry through.
Okay.
You know, see it? So what is that it's not like you try indoctrinate to pity them, because sometimes it's better them see it than to hear, you know. Because what you say have more impression upon you than what you listen to, you know. You understand? That's why TV is such a powerful thing. So you just bring up your youth them according to how you say life supposed to be and work with that. You understand? And you just live a certain way that your youth them can look on it and say, but wait, my father, my mother, that's so the thing's supposed to work out. You understand? So when me there bush and we live in a bush and my two youth them up there, me no call them one side and I tell them, say, all right, we're going to sit down and read Bible today and keep Sabbath Saturday and all them things there. Me doing them thing there. Because our liberty at work is worship. That means when them see I do certain things in the culture, the expression of the culture, and them see we go all a bingy, and them see how we set up with food. That's all when we set up all my food and girl, my daughter for go to school. The people them want the food too. That me have to make all extra for all them teacher. Because them always curious to see where Rasta pick the eat. Where you eat? No meat in the party. I said, no, I said, taste it. And them say, tell your father to make one for me too. You understand? And them I go with lax. Because up to this day, me not touch my daughter, them lax. I see them just come through with it, said way. And now me see them have them picnic, and them picnic with it, said way. Me don't know what's going to happen tomorrow with them picnic, because the only thing I go here now, everybody get diverted from certain things. But me know say, how me bring up my youth them. Me bring them up according to my liberty. Me not bring them up according to what me I said to them. You know, see it? I don't remember, I mean, me can't ask Aisha that if them remember one day yet when me ever sit down with them and I try explain Rastafari to them. And I don't remember no time in my life when me ever sit down and I try explain Rasta to my people them, or their mother try explain Rasta to them and I tell them to go read Bible. And go sit down and go read your Bible. Like say you have some Jesus people around the corner and something they understand. But them see me I do certain things. Them see me I play my music. Them see me I read certain book. them get surrounded by how we cook, how we angle with utensils, you know, we locks, we keep the locks clean, and you understand? Them go tour with me pan all over the place. Me carry them pan tour with me. Them see away, them father do outer earth there. Them hear me utterances on the stage. Them know say, them father now say something in America and go Europe or change the world, and then come to Jamaica, come change the thing. You understand? We say, the same thing we say in Europe, and the same thing we go to America, go say, and the same thing we go in Africa, go say. We don't have no message for African different from message for European. You understand? And one message we are dealing with: black liberation, black redemption, Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad. Marcus Garvey, Emperor Selassie, the Almighty, and that is so. And that's that we are dealing with. So, yes, that's how it works. And that's how we're there, and that's how we're there. This is the cutting edge. Remember, so we will come forward at from 2 o'clock to 5:45. Yes, and we have a program lined up for later. So we don't want you to miss it. We know say you're tired, but you want to continue to have a way for make people don't tired, you know. If you do them work hard, I say, well, I'm out there, trust me. The match stick work, you know. Yeah, so you hold up your eye. Yeah, you just take some match stick and hold up your eye. The brethren still in our studio with we want to give thanks for pass through, you know. Yes. Yeah, we give thanks to the high pass through still, you know. No, you're on my ground, my territory.
Yes. The sharp razor edge, man.
Yeah, that's how we do it,
Well, I give thanks, man. And I've been listening in since I came in, you know. And, you know, that show Thursday gone. It was a Thursday or Wednesday. It's the first time I hear you express, you know, personal stuff on the air, you know, really. I mean, it may not be the first you have done it about your mom.
Oh, my mother, yeah. Come here.
And for me, it was a special moment of listening to Muta because I've never heard you express.
But my mother.
When I listen,
No, me talk my mother all the way. Everybody knows say me love my mother more than me love God. You know, everybody know that. But when me try to emphasize is the idea of praying for somebody where live them good life already and thing. I expect say your prayer will get them out of
I listened, and you know, it's, you know, different perspectives. I heard a brethren calling and was talking about Jesus, and then he was saying Jesus isn't real, but then he was saying something about Jesus said, and I was laughing all the way, you know, like I was traveling from Mobi at the time, passing through Ochi. You know?
Them contradictions.
And I just shook my head and I said, yes, that's what we have to deal with sometimes.
Them contradictions, they're so prevalent. The contradiction, they're so prevalent. You know, because man don't want to say Jesus, they want to say Jesus. Like I know the same thing.
I know.
Different words, same thinking, it no make no difference, you know. Jesus black, Jesus white, it no make no difference. You know,
but that reasoning was about being a criminal or something that him father tell him that he is a criminal, and that's why him not deal with Jesus or why him want Jesus. But you know, the contradictions that exist, you know, is really is disappointing within Rastafari as I see it. And I know my trad was a trad of growth. I wasn't the same all the time. You have to grow. And anyone that think Rasta is just something that is rigid and
it's a ladder.
See, and that is what is lacking. And as in terms of all these gatherings that Rasta have been having over the years and conferences, etc., it's been the same talk all the time, you know, and I don't know what is happening right now. I think I heard someone told a few months ago that there was a gathering happening at UWI in August.
Yes. They have a big gathering in August,
But I don't know what the focus of that will be. Because if I think about all the monies that Rasta have spent traveling back and forth from one country to the next to sit down and talk the same thing over and over and over again, and nothing constructive was come out of all of that over all these years, you know. I think there need to be a new focus, a new paradigm.
Like what? Like like what? What's the focus you think should I do there?
For I right now, the focus for me would be to organize something economically, economic institutions, even if it's cooperatives, even if it's a farming cooperatives, for example, organizing small institutions that can help a group of people functioning within the same environment, rather than thinking big.
Yeah.
And most of the talk that Rasta have was big talk. That
well, you know, so you have most Rasta try to save the world and them can't save them family.
Well,
and the nucleus of the world is really the family. You know, so
exactly.
if every day you try to talk about born Babylon and Babylon, I go fall and I just righteous, I go stand up and me and say, this righteous thing kind of gone all a way to, you know. It's like there's a thin line between the righteous and the unrighteous. So a man they talk with him about save the world and him youth round there eat Kentucky.
See.
So all your youth round there side Kentucky and you try to save the world and burn Babylon, you know what I mean?
Some I hear Rasta man say burn education before.
Yeah.
Bingy man tell her, burn education.
Yeah, well man, you should say that. Man, you should talk about computer and everything too. So you know if you use computer
and as much as I love my elders, I've had an elder say to me, doing a master's degree is selling your soul.
It's like when they couldn't dead. You might say, well, Rasta can't dead.
You see, but it is even within the growth that we are able, that we know that we're still respectful of these elders, but it is within the movement, in the philosophy, within our thoughts, same way. And I think part of the thing is that we as Farai, and it is to, I think we need to express ourselves more. We, especially as the delinquent youth council wants to, we need to express ourselves more also too, because that is something where I know we fall down as.
But you don't come like you don't hide.
No, well, it's not really hide.
Oh, you mean I don't hide? I do not hide, Rasta.
No, it's a part of it too, is that.
I give you 100-acre land for farm and I don't do nothing with it.
Well, it's not I still.
What I mean, they're not part of the youth council, delinquent youth council.
100 acres.
Yeah, them used to go farm Sunday morning.
But Sunday morning, they take a church.
And nothing happened with it.
We give them 100 acres for farm and them no farm.
But them come down once a week in the morning. Come
Sunday morning.
Once a week to farmland.
Shaka.
Crazy, man.
Shaka. A brethren. A blind brethren. Carry me go show me a piece of land. And him say, Muta, do anything where you want to do it. And I say, all right, you know what them usually talk about farm, nearly 100-acre land. And I say, brethren, carry the youth them, both. That time you have farm another piece, you know. So we have things that, we have punking like worries and all them things there, you know. And I mean, you're trying to show the youth them look like them just chip out.
No, but you see, it's a part of the thing too, is that more time, as youth grow up in a Kingston, sometimes the only thing we farm is fool, you know.
Yeah, I know. A Kingston me born and grow up.
No. The reason why I say this now is that the first problem that I had with the approach of farming is that when I know you deal with farms, is that some people take responsibility.
Yeah.
And know that this is our responsibility. Yeah. And I think even with the whole thing at the argument of what the elders them usually do. You will usually come on a tavern and what they tell me say the road at Jake's show that going into everywhere and not being no matter where we're going in there, we're going to talk to them about Far Right, we're going to show them how Far Right move, we're going to leave a paper where we have some information about what it means to be African or what it means to be a black man, as them say, and those sort of things. What are responsible?
So we don't know. You go and through all of that. No land up push by you there. No only for land there. Like all that back. Hey, me going on one garrison. Believe you me. Me love them youth that till me don't know. Me love them more than how Jesus love little children. Believe you me love them like how scammer love telephone number. Now watch a man. Me going on a garrison. You see? And some youth say, Muta, come and show you something. And the man them carry me through one zinc fence and draw with the zinc. And then him say, bend down underneath that. So I bend down underneath another zinc fence with some wood. And I go through.
And so much zinc got you?
Yes, about 4 different. You know why? Guys, where them plant round there. That is why. But you see when you will never know say that the round this way. You see when me go so and raise up back. I see when me look. Me say, what in and this the youth them plant round here. So something stand up in front of you like a held a locks.
Yeah.
That me I say go on youth. In a garrison, you know.
See.
All right. So me I say no. If a man can plant that in a garrison, so that means a land that they can plant, you know. But it's just that a man not really recognize it. Even a rubber tire you can plant vegetable, you know.
No, that is true, see, because
So when me I say no, up in your area now.
Yeah. All right. Well, up my area, I just say, all right. Our little brethren, them, Papa, them man, they have hog and them thing there, and that sort of thing that they're trying to do, and that sort of way there.
So on to the vegetable part right now.
No,
as vegetarian.
You see, the farmland is over on the Kentire side, and it is just now that we're developing back that relationship, and we're moving forward as a community and as a youth together to try and get that part of it going.
So how long that I going to take? Because it take when we turn over the land to the council over there, so like. Everybody enthusiastic, you know why them enthusiastic? Them go over there go see acres of orange, you know. That's what can't take. When they've never plant. They've never plant the orange, you know. Some man can pull up all the crocus bag of orange and just move with it and be all right.
Do you know the next thing to again to it, which is the next thing is that even as young people we sit down and we meditate a thing and we say, all right, we supposed to learn from the elders them.
Yeah.
This is where them go, this is where the mistake happened. So this is how we need to address it. We don't have that attitude where we know that we need to be fully complete. So we need to, from the planting to the production to the marketing and this sort of thing. And I think that is the approach. We start already and we will do it again. But I think we have learned from that. And
well, a pure lightning and thunder me a bun on out, you know. Because me see me and my little bridge in Takura go over St. Elizabeth, not St. Elizabeth. Me and Takura go over Lindsay there, so. And the amount of food we get out of that piece of land there, you know, the only reason why we not over there, you know, are through the brethren, him father, what name there? Thief come in for him father. And him father said, can't stay over there no longer. So the brethren say, well, if you don't have me and him, you should pay the lease to the land. Him say, him can't afford to pay the more lease because him father now over there, and through him father, why I'm there. But you see the amount of food that we get out of that piece of land, the Rasta. And I just, me and Takura do it, you know. And one time we just calling all, you see, all highway and come over there and, you know, we just go in night and then we say, all right. Say, I'm a blind man. I think I'm all call me a while ago, you know, and I talk about Ethiopia a while ago, you know. Baya, we want to big up Baya, you know. Baya say, motor, boom. Call me a bag walk. Him say, see the orange field, the entire orange come take it. And I say, all right, him carry me go another piece of land, go over there. Almost 100 acres. I'm saying, no, me can't farm 100 acres. So boom, I carry the youth, them go over there, though, I say, get up on land. I think the youth, them will go just, no, me should have just sit down and get all food from the youth, them, and I say, sure, me not plant nothing, you know.
How long ago this is?
How long ago that? About 3 years, 4 years.
2 to 3 years.
No, more than 2 years. About 4 years.
100 acres still lying there.
Eh?
Well, of course, the land
nobody no move it.
Yeah. But I mean, lying without being planted, with no food on it.
No, I don't go over there back here. The brethren say I'm going to plant back here tonight. The brethren say I'm going to dig it up back and plant cane tonight. Because cane, the people,
cash crop.
The people them take out the orange and put cane in there now. You see? But it just surprised I because if you want to talk about this and that, I mean, I say there is an organization of a youth where look anxious. I'll be data tonight to the lion. I'll be, hey, bun data business when it come out. I'll be data and that. You know the way that me I say, okay, we are watching it, we are watching it because that's about elder, this and elder, that and elder. So the elder don't come up with something else, you know. And you know something now, we still a plant, you know.
100 acres.
Watch out, man. The other day, I plant some pepper. I have so much pepper I plant. Watch out. Every week, I walk on with bag of pepper give away. Right now, I have a couple bag to give away to my brethren restaurant. I got some Calabash restaurant. I name the restaurant. So I just walk on with pepper. I don't know enough pepper, you know. And I mean, enough pepper tree, you know. But the amount of pepper we dip on the tree, them. Trust me, man. So,
yeah, man.
And That me all say no. That me all say to the youth them now, sir.
How it go. Even with my little short planting season, 3 months. I left enough herbs and, you know,
yes,
spices and vegetables in my garden.
Me don't know. I mean,
me can't do it all planting.
You me realize now. I can tell you what me realize now. You see, a youth from country who's a Rasta,
see,
who never go on a big school and this and that, he would have more go plant. Because there's something in him.
See.
Now you see a Rasta youth, from him go sight Rasta, you know, he would have really want to go plant, you know.
See.
But there's a certain mentality in a certain youth where him same want to plant, but when he get right down to the nitty-gritty, he would have prefer go do reggae.
See.
He would have go do reggae music and go deal with reggae and them way there. But in terms of the, what they call social work, because all the ones like to do social work, you know, so they might develop community and all them something there. But you see the actual planting. That's why all of them turn vegetarian.
It's hard work.
Born vegetarian, you know. Lighting for a vegetarian. When I talk about him a vegetarian, you got a restaurant. Anyway, we give thanks to the moment still. We give thanks to the moment and the energy. And as well say, the program so like a day program at the night, believe you me. And so where say me have to come to Canada? Come let me friend come to Canada now.
You know, if I was trying to get this book on the out. My plan really was to have it for next year and invite the IO, put on an event.
Yes. But what happened now? What happened to it?
Well, I need to get the manuscript to the eye. And right now,
so the book not published yet?
No. I was asking the eye to write a little introduction. For fire,
When you asked me that?
About a year ago.
I mean, did answer you?
Yeah, man.
What did they say to you?
Yes.
They went script there. So
you're
when
waiting for it.
Yeah, they don't give me it.
No.
They don't make it sound like I'm the delinquent one. I don't mean delinquent, are you?
No. I am delinquent.
Yeah, they know you're the delinquent. You don't give me the script.
No, I have a portion of it that I have a USB, but I have to sort it out and get it to the eye,
All right,
I'm on.
But you have to do it before me start afraid for come to Canada, Because me as soon as I get flood, when I burn out.
Well, you never know, you might have sun all year next year.
Fire burn out up there, flood out up there. We don't know where I got next. Trust me. Anyway, we give thanks still. We give thanks.
I give thanks,
Yeah, man. This is the
blessing, and let me say good night and bless up all Jamaica. This is a beautiful country, and the people stop taking it for granted. And just clean up your act and do things proper and right. And like the brethren say, plant the food because I spend some time. There are 2 mountain tops I spent some time on. St. Elizabeth, Breadnut Walk.
Okay.
Beautiful for situation, man, and for food too. And, last week I was on Bog Walk. And food. It's just food and more food.
Yeah. All right. Well, give thanks.
Yeah, man. But I give thanks. And the rest them who going to Kentucky and them place.
Fire.
I can't see how
that work out.
Yeah.
Well, that's how that work out.
And you can still call yourself Rasta.
Hennessy.
Hennessy.
Hennessy. Any blind.
Yeah, I know see.
Yeah, and all them things, man. Them fire, devil soup and
all right, give thanks, brethren. Yes. This is.
And give thanks, Muta.
Yeah. Cutting edge. There with you. Brethren, we not say last word, because we know say, I'm here there till tomorrow evening. But Cut it, I got done now, so if you want to say something else.
I will.
Because you're not there for the program tomorrow. You have to do something now, make you say a word for the program tomorrow. So if that's what you want to say tonight, I'm done. You know, see, you might never come for another program again. So what you want to say.
Well, first of all, give thanks to all the ones that were listening. And you know, I go read the young people style, so I go really big up some of my brethren them that I know listening.
All right.
Right?
Them takes you.
No, they was calling me too.
Oh, they were calling you, okay.
So the whole of Papine, Riverview, Tavern, Strady, Cassava Peace, Claremont St. Anne, and West Kingston. That's Tivoli.
Claremont St. Anne?
Yeah. Of course, Brown Hill is
Up there come from?
No, I come from Kingston, Papine, but remember I used to live, I worked in St. Anne.
Okay, yeah. Social man, yeah.
So Claremont is a place that turned me and adopted me into a citizen.
And Tivoli Garden there more than in the West.
And Tivoli Garden more than anywhere.
Yes. All right, sir. All right, we'll give thanks, brethren.
Give thanks always, Muta. Blessed love.
Cutting Edge, RFM, Babang. Them remix the Legend album. Yeah, them remix it now. So it's a Bob Marley and the Wailers remix album called Legend Remix. So I want to play till the end of the program couple tracks from this brand new CD or so, the number one on the Billboard charts, reggae charts, and it look like it'll go up on the other Billboard charts them too. Bob Marley again.